Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of YouTube Take. I am your glorious and illustrious host, Big Rat 310, with my two guests beside me.
Got Nightmareballa1 beside you. Whoa.
Well, beside me on the Skype call icon, not in real life. And the other guy? The poor, depressed, the saddened, the most overrated franchise in the NFL's biggest fan.
Oh, I'm here, Nightmare10!
Or Nightmare26 on Xbox 360.
Yes, mention that every time, will you? Or 88 on Twitter.
And
Or
Nightmare88 on
else.
Twitter.
I don't know what. It's not.
Well, obviously, the first thing we need to talk about, Tom Brady fails once again.
Oh, stop.
All right. Before we talk about the games, obviously everybody knows that the Patriots got massacred by the Ravens once again in the playoffs in Foxborough. So, Phil, before we talk about the games, give your recap of the season of the Patriots not winning the Super Bowl this year, going to the Super Bowl this year.
Before we talk about so don't talk about the
No, not the games. Yeah, just about the season as a whole.
Complete failure.
What?
Complete failure?
I'm just kidding.
All right.
No, obviously.
Oh, okay, I was about to say.
No. I mean, we're the same. We're in the same spot that we were. I don't think we can get any worse. I mean, there's not much to say about next season. One, sign Wes Welker. If you don't sign Wes Welker, there's gonna be you want to talk about a podcast to listen to? It'd be that one when he goes somewhere else, or we clearly announce that we're not signing him. That podcast will be not missed. That'll be the first time I ever bury my own team, because I will not be happy. But anyways, as far as that, I mean, we need a pass rush. We need some solid cornerbacks. Other than that, I don't see it. We can't get worse. I think that the defense is gradually getting there. We can stop the run. Just can't stop the pass. So, and stopping the run on if you're a running team, and then they pass on you, and then we're in trouble, and we'll get to that. And ugh. But anyways, obviously huge disappointment. Didn't win it. Didn't even get there. So, yeah, huge disappointment. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Let me say that.
That's it, Phil?
Yeah, well, not much else to say.
Yeah, what else am I supposed to say?
Let me say the Patriots are stuck in this position, and I'll let Markeem go off in a second, but I must say that obviously I'm the renowned Patriots hater who has picked against the Patriots all year long. Well, let me tell you this. I'm happy your team lost, obviously, because during the day, like earlier in that day, when the Niners won, I just had this feeling, man, if the Patriots win, I'm going to be so mad. Like, I want to enjoy my Super Bowl. Because this Super Bowl is the first time ever, in my entire lifetime when I legitimately like both teams. Every single year, whether it's the Patriots, the Patriots or the Steelers, or Peyton Manning. Because
Cold Saints.
Yeah, I'll explain. The first Super Bowl, I didn't hate the Bears, but I really, really badly wanted Peyton to win, so I kind of were rooting against them fiercely. Every time the Patriots and Steelers play, I root against them. The Colts-Saints Super Bowl, I liked the Saints. I didn't mind that the Saints won. It wasn't as bad because Peyton had already gotten a ring, and I like Drew Brees, but I really wanted him to get that second ring. Like, I really wanted them to win. Not as much as I did the first time, where I was like pretty much a Bears hater because I badly wanted the Colts to win. I wasn't a Saints hater, but I really, really badly wanted Payne to get the second ring. This game, and when the Colts lost, I was disappointed. I was happy for the Saints, and I liked the Saints, but I was disappointed. This game is the first time ever in my lifetime as a fan when I can legitimately watch both teams and not care who wins. I don't know who I'm rooting for yet. We'll talk about that after we finish the recap of last week. But legitimately, I like both teams a lot. I've been a huge Niners fan for years. I've been saying, as everyone has, I know it's not an unpopular opinion, that the Niners were so close to fighting for national contention. And like the past 5 years, I've picked them to win that division. And year after year, they disappoint me. When Harbaugh came in, they went straight to the top. I didn't think it would be that fast, but it didn't surprise me at all, because I thought that Harbaugh would take them to the top. And obviously, Frank Gore, University of Miami alum, as he so proudly proclaimed after the game he won. I like Randy Moss a lot, obviously, and I like a lot of players on that team. The Ravens, I mean, good lord, they're the most represented team in the NFL aside from the Texans. Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, both Miami Hurricanes. If y'all didn't know that, now you know. Yeah, dominance still exists today in the NFL. Thank you very much.
Are you done? Are you finished?
I know.
Shit.
I just threw up in my mouth.
That's why I would have been mad if the Patriots won. Not just because I hate the Patriots, but because I wanted to watch a Super Bowl where I could happily enjoy both teams. Markeem, any specific thoughts on the Patriots loss? Don't talk about the game. Talk about the Patriots as a franchise as a whole and everything.
The Patriots franchise? No. Like, they're the class of the NFL in terms of being a franchise. They're where everyone wants to be. They just didn't get it done this year. But I don't really have too much thoughts on game, or minus for the Patriots. The thoughts on team, but I'm pretty sure y'all won't want me to huff on that. But I'm glad this year's Super Bowl that I actually care. Last year I didn't. The Giants and the Patriots, like, they're low. Like, come on, that. And then it was, what was before that? Season before that, it was
Packers Steelers.
Oh yeah, I want Aaron Rodgers to win, but like for the most part, though, I don't care which team wins. I mean, Moss get a ring. Y'all know how it I'll be. If Colin Kaepernick gets a ring, even more fuck you trademark. So I don't know, man. Ray Lewis, obviously, on the other side. I like Jim Harbaugh, but so y'all know how much I like Jim Harbaugh, but I still like John too. So, I don't know. Like, I'm cool with this. I'm fine with this.
Now, very quickly, there's been a lot of discussion the past few days on a lot of comments made about the Patriots. Phil, I will let you go first to address all the criticism been launched towards Spygate, been launched towards Tom Brady, and been launched towards the Patriots as a franchise as a whole. Go. The floor is yours.
Oh, how I love this floor, and I wish I could sleep on it. Anyways, I'll hold off on Tom Brady stuff. I'll get to that in just a second. But what I get, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I know Big Rat's gonna bring it up.
Hold on. Before you people have been bringing up Spygate.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
They're saying that
even after they've been in 2 Super Bowls since then.
Yeah, it's because they can't win one. That's all they bring up.
Yo, hold on. It doesn't matter all that much. Like they're like those allegations don't mean much because they've been to Super Bowls.
Although,
I feel the same way.
I'm kidding.
I feel the exact same way, Markeem, and we're still talking about it. Are you? Is that it, Mark?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to start off first on the okay. They haven't won. What I was going to say is they haven't won in 8. Was it 9 seasons now? 9. It's
Nine.
years and the years and seasons are a little off.
9 fucking years.
I know that's your special little stat there. I know. Listen, okay. 2 times out of those 9 freaking years have they been not relevant. One, they went 11-5. They lost. Was that no Brady, and the Dolphins won that year. And then the other year, I can't exactly remember what happened, but I know we finished 9-7, and the Jets won and moved on into the playoffs.
I can tell you what happened. Willie McGinnis and Teddy Bruschi missed like half the year.
Oh yeah, that was the year.
So
okay, yes. Okay.
That was 2002, wasn't it? Wasn't that the non-Super Bowl year, or was that 2006?
That was 2002. Was the year right after the first.
Right. So, the point is, they've been in the hunt or in the conversation for every other year other than that. So first of all, you have all these other teams that haven't been in the thought for the last 20 plus years, and because the Patriots have not won the Super Bowl, they should automatically be demoted to like first round draft pick or something. That's what these people, including you, Big Rat, make it out to be. They make it out like, oh my gosh, the Patriots lost a AFC Championship game. They lost a Super Bowl, and we're writing them off. Like, Are you serious? Now, I'll say right here, I'll clear it out right off the bat. Next year, should they be the favorites to win the Super Bowl? Heck no. There's nothing that points to that. That's not what I'm saying.
But they will be. That's the problem. Go ahead, Phil.
And he's probably ESPN will suck their, Anyways, we know that. We know what ESPN is going to bring us every year. Tom Brady love, Tim Tebow, and Patriots love, and Skip Bayless. I mean, that's what we're going to get. Which first take is awesome. Not taking. Obviously, this is. Anyways. But what I'm saying is, I've talked about this over and over again. People like to take the Patriots' losses and just blow them up. Like, look, I understand we haven't won, and if anybody knows more than me, it's me. Like, if anybody knows more than that, didn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying
I get what you mean.
Like, you've got teams like, I get it. They shouldn't be favorites. I understand that. Even though I did feel like they were worthy of it last year, but whatever. But I think here's the deal. Like, what other franchise has been this relevant? And I know things change. I know the Colts are different. I know the Steelers are whatever they decide to be. And there's others examples. They're always in the top of they're always going to be a top contender, whether you have them as your favorites or whether you don't. Should they be the consensus favorite? We've been over that. No, they shouldn't. I understand that, but it's the fact that this team. The whole Spygate thing. I don't understand why that's brought up, but I understand why it's brought up. But I'll quote I'm going to throw him out here now because he's basically said the same thing I said. But Michael Smith was on fire the other night. I believe it was Sunday night after the game, but. It might have been Monday. Actually, it was Monday. But one of the things he said is like the whole haven't won a Super Bowl since Spygate thing would work if they hadn't lost 2 by combined 7 points. I understand they haven't won a Super Bowl. Okay, then. But you're talking about teams. There's teams out there that haven't. I understand they're not relevant, so you don't talk about them. But quit being stupid. Quit being. I don't understand why it's always because the Patriots haven't won a Super Bowl that the Patriots shouldn't be talked about. No, if that was the case, we wouldn't talk about half the teams in the league because guess what? We can only talk about one team after they've won a Super Bowl. The year before. And if they, I understand. All these the Steelers aren't going to win a Super Bowl. That's just not happening. Unless they decide to snap into it or whatever. But the Giants, I think, is the only team that you can say that that could randomly come. Once again, it depends if they want to play. But that's like the only team I can see you saying that. Well, they've won 2 in the last many years, since 2007. So
fair enough.
What I'm saying is, you can't say the Colts. They're a totally different team now.
Yes,
not saying that they won in the future. We'll get. Andrew Luck is the man.
Like in a literal sense of the word, they're like literally a different team.
What? Oh, the Colts. Yeah, right. And in that same sense, the Patriots are a different team. Yes. We talked about this. That when they won the Super Bowl, they had a great defense. They had running games. They had, Brady played well. We'll get, like I said, I'm getting to Brady. Brady played well in those games. Is he the Brady he is now? Heck no, I would never say that. He's obviously progressed into what he is now. But to say the Patriots are just like, to act like, oh, here's the same old, here's the Patriots. You mean the same old team that you always have to talk about every year about them losing because they're always there? That team? You mean that team? You mean the team of because your team is sitting at home? Because your teams never can make the playoffs? Yeah, that's why you talk about our team. That's why you talk about
Don't pick on me, goddammit.
I have to. And it's not just you.
Yes,
but,
yes, I know.
And look, I understand. When playoffs come around, you have to. It's fine. I did it too. I rooted against the Heat, so I'm not necessarily getting on you about that. I get that. If you don't have a team or in the playoffs or in the mix, you gotta do something. There's got to be a storyline per se, like you just talked about with the Super Bowl. It's good to enjoy the game and not have a storyline. I get that, which is also cool to have something to root against too as well. But now, I think I've said pretty much all. If I think of something, I'll say it again. But the Tom Brady talk. First of all, this cool. And I know Marquine wants to go off on it. I'll
keep going. I got to step off. Keep going.
Okay. I know he'll go off on it later, but this whole let me just get to Tom Brady. Talk about this quarterback versus quarterbacks crap. And I know we're talking about the game. Joe Flacco was amazing. Dude played great. Nothing against that guy. But when they did it with Eli. It seems like Tom Brady's the only one, but I'm thinking it's just because I'm the fan. I'm a fan of their team. That's why I think that way. But it just doesn't seem like everybody says Peyton. No one said Peyton versus Flacco in that last game. No one said that.
You're right.
This game now is Peyton. Brady's outperformed by Flacco. No, this is a team sport. Like, look, I've been there. I understand that. And I've been on here time and time again saying that quarterbacks are going to get the blame and they get the praise at the same time. Very few exceptions to that. But like you can't this Eli versus Brady. No one's putting Eli over Brady. I'm sorry, unless you're a fanboy, you're not. It's not happening. Just because the Giants listen to Trademark, you listen to this one too because I know you one of them. The Giants have the Patriots number. Eli does not have Tom Brady's number. That doesn't work that way. Football doesn't work like that. It's not quarterback versus quarterback. Letting the other guys just stand around. Okay, this is a team sport, and I will firmly believe it from a Patriots mouth. The Giants own the Patriots. Here recently, the Ravens own the Patriots. I mean, it's just that fact. Knocking Flacco, not knocking Eli. Both have played great against us. But I'm saying, it's this quarterback versus quarterback stuff, just hush, okay? And especially when it comes to Brady, because that's the only one that I seem to really hear a lot. Now, as far as Brady's legacy, I've heard a lot of people say, does this hurt his legacy? I see people saying, is Brady on the decline? I literally saw an article that said on ESPN, is Brady on the decline? I wanted to delete it myself, but I couldn't. There's not a button for that. What? Brady on the decline? You act like he had his worst season ever. You act like this team wouldn't even be here if he wasn't there. I'm sorry. I mean, I get it. Matt Castle, throw that all in my face all you want. But the fact of the matter is, they still missed the playoffs. Still did. And that 11-5 team had just went 16-0. Lost in the Super Bowl. Get it? I know. You're going to throw it out there. Just went undefeated the year before. So don't act like Brady has just all of a sudden lost his touch. Now, and then I'll get to that when the game comes. But, because I have a couple of things to say about some things that people are saying, that big word, certain things about the game and Brady. But, all this, literally, after this game, people acted like I literally saw a quote, and I know who it was, but I'm not going to call him out. Quoted, and because Big Rat retweeted this. Yeah, you little hater. That's why you shouldn't draft a 6th-round quarterback. Really?
Dude, that was a fucking joke.
I know it was a joke. I know it was a joke. I know it was a joke. I know.
I think it was a joke.
But still, I saw literally worse stuff than that. Like, it's Brady has to win a 4th, but there's quarterbacks that are out there. Like, literally, that's how I feel. Now, maybe like I said, I could be going over the top with it. I don't know. But this whole thing about Brady has to win, like, it literally that's how it seemed to me on Twitter and everything. Like, all the posts I was seeing, like, Brady didn't win his 4th, so oh my gosh, Brady's not going to win his 4th. Another year that he hasn't had a shot to win his 4th Super Bowl. Hello, you know how many people have won 4 Super Bowls that are even considered an elite quarterback? Like, what is it, Montana? That's it? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Montana's like the only.
Montana and Bradshaw.
But is Bradshaw considered an elite, though?
No, Bradshaw wrote a tremendous defense.
Yeah, he's not in the top.
But no. He was considered quarterback when he was playing.
Okay.
He was playing.
Okay.
He was playing what quarterback?
Afterwards, no.
But okay.
He was. Yeah, when he was considered elite.
Right.
Okay. But also, let me say that in one of Bradshaw's Super Bowls, he threw 3 interceptions. But continue.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Calories.
Oh well.
Calories. Okay,
Anyway.
Phil, go.
But what I'm saying, okay, I'm sure we've touched this topic a million times, but here and there a little bit, but the whole ring argument, does how much rings matter and how much they don't, whatever. But you can't to say a lot of people. The consensus is it doesn't matter if you have that many rings. That doesn't make you automatically better. And I agree with that. It doesn't, just because Brady has 3 doesn't make him, that's not the reason he's better than Peyton Manning. That's what I'm, like, stuff like that. And there's people out there, and I know Big Rat's going to hate me saying this, but Dan Reed doesn't have a ring. Point blank, I understand he doesn't have talent. Didn't have talent. I get all that in the equation. But if he was around nowadays, you have to admit this, Big Rat. If he was around right now, that's all they would talk about.
That is true.
They talk about it now.
That is true, but let's not get it twisted.
They did while he was playing. They did while he was
But let's
playing.
not get it
Right,
twisted.
right,
let's
they
not
did.
get it. Let's not get it twisted. Marino is a far better quarterback than Tom Brady.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Anybody that says he ain't crazy. Anybody that says he's not crazy, you're just wrong. And I can't. Oh, go ahead, Phil. I can't wait. Just go.
Anyways, that's a debate for another day. But the point is, what I'm saying is, you can't say, oh, well, Dan Marino is the greatest, but he doesn't have a ring yet. When he doesn't have a ring yet, let's see if I can word this right without sounding retarded. But then you Brady's hasn't won his fourth. Like, you're all about the Patriots and then Brady winning his fourth. Like, you can't attack the guy because they lost that AFC Championship game. Granted, that game he was bad in the second half. Bad, I get that. And we'll talk about that game. But just this whole Brady is all of a sudden on his decline. I know some of his numbers aren't the same or can't talk, are somewhat lower from the others, but a lot of the, if you look at the main stats, interceptions, touchdowns, yards, passing completions, all that stuff, like he's not far. I mean, he's not, his quarterback rating, he was in the top all year long. So this whole talk about Brady, I'm just over it. Like, there's not. I'm so over, like, and it's like happens as soon as the Ravens win. It's like, look, I don't like, literally, I don't want to see Peyton win. I don't. I mean, just being honest, I've said that on here before. Like, I don't want to see Peyton win, but I'm not going to discredit the guy. Like I'm going to try to say Peyton Manning had his worst season ever when he had probably arguably his best, maybe second. I was looking at it earlier today. Could be first or second. Looking at strictly stats. But I mean, Peyton Manning had bad games in the playoffs. Dan Marino, I was looking up stats for him. Dude had bad games in the playoffs. Some were pretty bad, actually. I know the whole talent stuff, but I'm saying there's guys. Aaron Rodgers is probably the only one that hasn't had bad games in the playoffs so far. I mean, we can probably agree on that, right? Maybe as far as elite. I mean, I know Aaron Rodgers doesn't have the resumes yet that others have. But
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say bad games, but he had some disappointing games. I'd say that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's disappointing games for sure. But what I'm saying is, people act like Brady can't have a bad game. Like, come on now, like, wake up. Like, it happens. The elite quarterbacks aren't perfect. And maybe Brady doesn't have to have a perfect game if our defense cornerbacks can cover a guy that can run 2 miles. I mean, or whatever, because we can't cover anything. And I'll get to the game, but I know I've said that several times, but I'm so over the whole Brady's not going to get another ring, blah blah blah. Which okay, fine. If you think he's not going to win another ring, fine. I can say that about anybody, and if they never win a ring, I'm right. So whatever, it's one of those things where you just look into it, So, anyways, there's really not much more. I know I'm really ready to hear what Markeem has to say. As far as Big Rat, I could literally care less. but I'm gonna let Markeem, because I know he's like many of you that I saw your tweets. They're a Brady hater. Just call it. When I talk about Aaron Rodgers and how I think Brady's better, I'm not a Rodgers hater. I'm just saying stuff. You're a Brady hater. It's that simple. Some of the things that I'm seeing, you're a Brady hater. Anyways, go ahead, Markeem. I'm ready.
I ain't got much to say about the Patriots organization because they're class, man. They're the class of the NFL. Like, I don't think anyone can say much at all about the Patriots organization. I mean, they're consistent. Continue to win it all. Yeah, I mean, regardless of what you have to say about, overrate the fact that, I'm gonna get to it, but I'm stay with it. Overrate the fact just because they have Tom Brady, they'll win Super Bowl. Fact is, they have Tom Brady, and they had the coach that discovered Tom Brady and created him the way he is today. I mean, not many people. As long as the Kraft family are there, the Patriots will be fine. So I don't want to hear anyone criticize the Patriots because that's ridiculous. Like, I think that's totally ridiculous. The Patriots and Bill Belichick. The one thing I will say about Belichick, I know it's kind of getting off base, but he should have been at that press conference. Like, you lost, dude. I get it. You know what I mean? You're upset. You don't want to see the press. You don't want to see nobody right now. I get it. But the thing that made a lot of people, great people, is they were gracious. I mean, look at Marv Levy, man. Marv Levy won 4 Super Bowls, and he was the most congratulatory guy ever, the opponent. And I mean, I get not everyone's like that, But you got to at least show your face and answer questions, dude. Like, that's whining. That's bottom line. That's just whining.
That's
right
not
there,
even like
Bill Walsh never did that with Bill Walsh. But
I'll say this.
but I'm just saying, like, for the most. Go ahead, Phil.
I was just gonna say that's not like Bill Belichick's always been the heel quote. The quote unquote heel. But I don't even think that's a heel move. That's just to be honest. I mean, I'm not gonna say the word, but it's a witch move. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what?
You done?
Huh? Yeah, I'm done. That's what I was just adding that.
Did you say a bitch move? It was a bitch move. Bitch nigga move. A bitch nigga play.
There you go.
But what was I saying? Yeah, but I don't want to hear anyone, because when it gets to that point, you were just hating. Well, except one thing. One thing I will say. It's at the point where you do have to build a defense, man. It's at that level. I mean, you do have to build defense. It just has to happen. You have to have something that can stop the bleeding. Like, they did a great job on Joe Flacco in the first half. Absolutely tremendous job on Joe Flacco. But then the second half, he went totally bananas. I mean, you had to have known. You had to have known you were going to see a totally different Ravens coming out. And I know Aqib Talib got hurt, and Skip Bayless totally overplayed that. Was like Skip Bayless said, he was like, he kept finding the beast Anquan Bolden. Beast? Really? Anquan Bolden's a good receiver. But let's calm down, Skip. Like, beast? Come on now. Come on, Anquan Bolden. Anquan Bolden ain't been that guy since his rookie season. Like, come on now. That's crazy. But, what was I saying? Yeah. But even off that, though, just don't say anything about the Patriots. Because you got a problem with me now. I'm going to turn into Phil on you, because that's ridiculous. But Tom Brady. Okay, now you're going to hate me, Phil. I'm sorry. You're going to hate me. Before this game, I heard some of the craziest shit all around the sports world, man.
Boomer
Motherfucker was,
Boomer Esiason. Sorry to interrupt you. Boomer Esiason. I think Tom Brady.
Go ahead.
I think Boomer Esiason. I think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever.
Hold on. Shannon Sharp said the same shit. Shannon Sharp. Now check this. Dig this. I just want to thank you, kid. Shannon Sharp said out his own mouth, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. Fine, I don't agree. You know what I mean? What he's top, at least top 10, possibly top 5 ever. You know what I mean? That's no debating that. But for him to say that is bullshit. Like, I don't agree with you, fine, but you can't say that, dude, because you were there in Denver for 10 years when you and John Elway had to carry that franchise. Don't ever fix it. That would be like legit, like this would be like legit. Jerry Rice saying someone other than Steve Young or Joe Montana is the best QB of all time. That would be ridiculous. Like, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice would never fix his lips to say no bullshit like that. Shannon Sharp, you suck. Like, you just suck. The bottom line, you suck. How the fuck could you do that? How the fuck could you even? You're Shannon, like, you're Shannon Sharp. You played with John Elway for 12 years. You know the. Anyway, moving on. Motherfuckers acting like, before that game, motherfuckers acting like the immortal Tom Brady is the best we've ever seen any quarterback play. I don't think so. I mean, this ain't the, he was good this playoffs. He wasn't like that. I mean, he was like, he's just so locked in. It's almost like the Tim Tebow thing with Tom Brady. With it doesn't bother me as much because Tim Tebow's garbage. But like Tom Brady, here's the thing. When he fucks up by niggas that aren't biased, by unbiased people, because the kid, whatever, when he fucks up, it's like water under the bridge. Whatever. But when he does something great, it gets overplayed. Like, motherfuckers was legit saying that Tom Brady was on the best run they have ever. Like, first off, he only played one game this playoffs before that last. So it was like a game. It was like he had a good game. But it wasn't like that. It was the last few weeks of the season. And that playoff game he played, he is on fire right now. Groupie told the hottest quarterback coming into the playoffs, and this ain't me being biased, was Aaron Rodgers. And motherfuckers was acting like remember when Bayless was like, Tom Brady is an MVP candidate, well, he's the MVP of the league, and then the next week he switched his tune to Peyton Manning all of a sudden. Like, motherfucker, I don't get it. Motherfuckers act like here's the thing. Brady's career, and this is totally breaking down Tom Brady. He'd be like number 7. But Brady's career is in 2 stages. 2 stages of his career. You have the guy that was the game manager. You have legit a guy that bet, and I'm not saying he was Alex Smith game manager, but bottom line, back in the day, he was a game manager. He was a game manager. I mean, it was like he had a lot of comeback drives for sure. A lot of 50 and 40-yard field goals won tight games for him. Yeah, like motherfuckers just totally. Niggas don't even admit Adam Vinatieri now. That's funny to me. That he might be the most player of all time, and he don't even get mentioned no more because like motherfuckers that like Tom Brady have been doing, he's doing now his whole career. No, he used to legit just not make the mistake, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a good thing. I mean, he was RG3 without the running. To be honest with you, and that's not a bad thing. And motherfuckers act like he had been like Dan Marino like killing motherfuckers his whole career. How many career passing yards does Tom Brady have? I'm curious. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Not. Is it not?
I'll look it up.
Yeah, but while he's looking that up, keep going. Yo. Is he a bona fide, winner? Does he knows what to do? Does he know what to do in the game's tight? Most definitely. Like game's tight, ain't too many people throughout history that I want the ball in their hand. You know what I mean? I would say Montana more so than him.
All right.
Elway.
Here.
Go ahead.
Tom Brady had 44,800 passing yards. For comparison, Peyton Manning has 59,480.
Hold on, time out, kid. Before you do that,
there's more seasons.
Peyton also has. Yeah, he has 3 more
seasons.
3.
He has
playing
3.
time there.
That's why I'm looking up Drew Brees. Drew Brees, who has
Drew Brees has 4,000 less yards, and he. Well, go ahead.
Drew Brees has 46,000 yards, and he has a year less than Tom Brady. So yes, I will do that.
And Brees is what? Well, Brady been playing. But they've been playing around the same amount of time, right?
No, wasn't Brady drafted in 2000?
Yeah, 2000.
Because Brady, that Super Bowl was not his rookie year.
Yeah, it was the year after.
Okay, yeah, he was 2000. Brees was 2000.
Yeah, but okay, but I'm just saying they're playing around the same amount of time.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, moving on. I just feel like people put him in this people. It's like Kobe Bryant. That's the comparison I made. Like anytime, like this is what bothers me about the Patriots. This is kind of like anytime, Bryant is on the court for the Lakers, people just and it's not just the media. This is just people that don't really know basketball. But anytime he's on the court for the Lakers, motherfuckers say, "Oh, they win a title," and they completely ignore the deficiencies that his team has. You know what I mean? Take somebody like let's just say Dan Marino. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers got on him his whole career about not winning a title. You know what I mean? And this isn't fair. I mean, but I'm just gonna bring up motherfuckers got on him his whole career about not winning a title. And he didn't play around much. I mean, he didn't play around much at all. Minus 3 seasons. He had help me out, kid.
How many playoff appearances or whatnot?
The receivers.
Mark Duper, Mark Clayton.
I was just watching something about him.
Duper and Clayton.
Yeah, Duper and Clayton. Yeah, he had them, but then minus that, nothing. And motherfuckers that Tom Brady's here. You know what I mean? So we're gonna win a title. And you saw, you know what I mean? Marino's whole career just doesn't work like that. People love to bring up how Peyton Manning has failed in the playoffs over and over again. I think it's stupid, by the way. But you got to remember, Peyton has been asked to do a lot by each team. Minus maybe the Broncos. The Broncos, they just lost. But for the most part, he has to do basically everything because he knows his defense can stop anybody. Tom Brady's in a similar situation as Peyton Manning. because he won those 3 Super Bowls with some of the greatest defenses to ever play. Motherfuckers act like he's not in that same spot. Look, shit, he's going through the same thing Peyton Manning went through for about 9 years. But that's what bothers me. Like people act like he was this guy back during the Super Bowls. His career has 2 phases. Back when he won those 3 Super Bowls, I wouldn't even. And you know what? But you know what? I know y'all motherfuckers gonna hate me in the comments, and I don't give a flying fuck. This is the truth. Back when he won those 3 Super Bowls, he was if he was, it was barely. He was not a top 5 quarterback in fucking league when he won those 3 Super Bowls. He was not. Was not. Look it up. I don't know off the top of the head, but I know Peyton Manning was better. Brett Favre was better. Shit, there's more. I know there's Rich Gannon had like 3 better seasons than him. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Motherfuckers act like he was this guy then. You know, that was the only like back in the day. It seems like no matter what, I'm done with what I'm done. 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 He's the best in the league when he simply was a really good player on the best team in the league. Like it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Like when they won Super Bowls, 90% of the time wasn't even him. Like Phil, you're here. I know you remember guys like Kevin Falk and Antonio Smith in those Super Bowl games actually running the ball.
Yeah, Corey Dillon. Yep.
And Corey Dillon. I remember one year in the Super Bowl, they had almost 200 yards rushing, and yet it was Brady. All I heard was Brady. Brady this, like, dude, like he's a good player. He didn't have
receivers though. That was one thing he didn't have.
What you say?
I said I do think he created those receivers though.
Oh, but they didn't do much. like you know, I feel what you're saying though, Phil. Like they weren't really talented, but they didn't do much. You know what I mean? Like people act like he was this guy then, and now because he's not winning, because they're more relying on him, it's a legit criticism. I'm sorry. Now they live and die more so by Brady's arm, and the bottom line is he has not gotten it done since it's been like that, and it's legit. And it's a legit argument. But whenever you say that, motherfuckers just say 3 rings. You don't watch football. Like that's what I gather. You don't watch football. You just don't. You do not watch football. Brett Favre won 1 Super Bowl. The Super Bowl he won. You know what I mean? On offense, they were pretty much relying on him. You know what I mean? But he finally got a defense. I mean, he finally got a defense that year. But I would even say the Favre thing is not the same because they couldn't run the ball though. But like back in the day, people don't realize. People say because Brady didn't have an elite running back, they didn't run the ball. They were a rushing team, dog. Like they ran by committee. They had like guys like Falk and Antonio Smith. You know what I mean? They ran the ball and played defense. They just happened to have a dude with amazing intangibles, dog. Tom Brady in terms of intangibles, I'm actually gonna say this. He has the 4th best intangibles to ever play the game. I feel like Montana's first. Unitas is second, Bart Starr is third, and then Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Right there with them 3 dudes in terms of just will to win. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what happens, we will make it out of here with a win. Tom Brady has that. But there's more to being an elite quarterback than just that. That's important. That's very important. Don't get it twisted. Hey, you notice. Y'all know I love John Elway. And a lot of people, like the biggest praise about him is his intangibles. I just put Tom Brady ahead of him. In terms of intangibles, did y'all see what I just did? Did y'all notice that? Y'all notice? Like you know what I mean? A lot of people would disagree with that, but that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? But like, dude, like it's ridiculous. It's just crazy. I feel like Elway's right behind him, but you know that's what I'm saying. But you know, minus them. You know, but like you know, I can't put him ahead of Elway because there have been times where Elway, you know, when they needed him to do something, did something totally uncharacteristic of what he usually does, and like the times they have not gone to, like the times they did not go to at least the AFC Championship game, is because he, like when they made the playoffs, it's because he fucked up in the round before. Like, it's because he fucked up. But anyway, I just think it's ridiculous. I think that motherfuckers need to look at this objectively. The reason why Peyton Manning only has 1 ring, and this is kind of a knock on Manning. Sorry, kid, but the ring that he has. They actually won in spite of him because he did not play well the entire playoff run.
That's right.
Defense just the defense just kind of turned it on. But you know what I mean? My point is it is very hard to win. You are asked to do so. That's why I talk about Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? It's very hard to win when you are asked to basically do everything. Now Tom Brady is asked to do everything. You know what I mean? And the time and not only has he not won, but the times that he lost, like the games that he lost, he has not looked well in, and that's a criticism. It doesn't bother me if you lose and you play well. You know what I mean? Barry Bonds made a career out of that shit. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me if that happens. It bothers me if you don't and you lose. Yeah, but that's what Tom Brady. What? Go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say is I actually don't agree with that because he played well in both Super Bowls.
Okay. All those fucking one and dones in the playoffs against Flacco, against Mark Sanchez, he played fucking terrible.
We're talking.
Kid, time out. You thought he played well against the Giants the first time? Are you serious?
He did.
Phil, compared to what he was doing that season, it's not even fucking close.
No, but to say he played bad, we're talking about playing bad. Was that not his thought? Tom Brady did not play bad in that game. That's my point.
Phil.
No, he didn't.
Hold on, Phil. Remember when I was talking to and I'm gonna get to you. Okay, he didn't play bad, but you're missing my point. Remember when the kid was talking about like Geno Smith when he saw him play against Syracuse? It was like Geno Smith didn't play a bad game. Yeah, he didn't, but it was abysmal compared to what we expected from him.
Well, that's true.
You know what I mean?
You said bad.
Like Phil.
It's the same thing. It's
not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Phil, listen.
It is. That's ridiculous.
Actually, I didn't. Hold on, Phil. Let me finish. Dude, let me finish. See,
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Big Red.
Hold on.
I'm not even on you.
I don't care. Shut up. This is another thing. And this ain't you because you hadn't got on my nerves with it. But where did these motherfuckers come? Like first Tom Brady is the most loved and hated dude in the NFL. I mean, now anytime you say something bad about him, it's almost like Tebow drones come out of nowhere and throw rocks at you. Like, you know, like I'm not saying the dude is garbage. I mean, I'm just looking at him like, yo, I talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, he needs to learn to run more. He takes a lot of sacks, but he stands back there. You know, there you go. That's criticism, and that's my favorite player in the world. You know, you can't say one bad thing about this guy. Like, well, he has 3 rings. Anyway, Phil, what I'm saying to you is this. Phil. I'm saying that, and I didn't say bad. I didn't say he didn't play well. That's what I said. Like, this is what you expect from him. What you expect from him, what you expect from him, it didn't matter what he saw in front of him. You know what I mean? Brady pretty much shredded people. He didn't in that first Super Bowl, Phil. He was solid at that first Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And they needed him to be explosive. That's my point. He played solid, but he didn't play to his standards. He didn't. At least coming into that game, he didn't. Sorry, Phil, he didn't.
He had a better quarterback rating than like 3 of other games that season. That's the big rat. That's the big rat. That's a shout to big rat.
He also put up their lowest point total the entire season.
Use the eye test though. Like use the eye test, son. Like you come on now. You saw that game. That was not the same Patriots you saw all year, Phil. Because
the Giants defense wouldn't allow us to do anything. But I mean, look, I'm not saying.
Phil, they played great defense all year. This is what I'm talking about. Phil.
No,
I'm not.
Phil, that was supposed to be the greatest team in NFL history. I'm sorry, the Giants were not the best defense in NFL history that year.
They weren't, but they played like you're gonna tell. Whatever, dude. Look, I'm not saying this isn't me riding Tom Brady. This is me saying that to say that he played bad in that game is false. And Big Rat, not Markeem clarified himself. But you're saying he played bad, and that is just a false statement.
Shut up. This proves you don't listen. I said
it does, because didn't you say it's the same thing?
No.
Come on now.
Oh my god.
Kid, you did say he played.
No. I said he played really, really bad in the games against Mark Sanchez and Joe Flacco where he got bounced from the playoffs, and that is a fucking fact. I'm sorry. those games,
right?
like
I agree with you.
Those games he did. You can't deny that. I said in the Super Bowls he didn't play at the level that they needed him to, and that was bad.
Oh, if that's what you said, I just didn't hear you.
Because
you didn't say it. I was playing. I can't remember, but I just remember bad somewhere in there.
I said for the Flacco Mark Sanchez games, he played bad. I'm sorry, he did.
Okay, Brett Favre won a Super Bowl in 1996, and 1996 was what, long ago now? And my motherfucker forgot about it. Like it became up the rest of his career. Why can't we do that on Brady? Well, why can't we do it? Forget about it. I'm not saying it. Why can't the same shit happen? Okay.
All right. I agree with you very much about that. But Phil, I was gonna say a lot of what Markeem just said, but because it came out of Markeem's mouth, I figured you would understand it better. Like that issue about Peyton Manning, I especially wanted to bring up. But look, I'm not saying the Patriots don't deserve praise, because they do. They are the best franchise in the NFL, like he said. They are contenders every year. They have the best regular season record the past 5 years, or some shit like that. They deserve all the praise they get. My problem is people seem to be holding on to those 3 Super Bowls, acting like nothing else matters, man. On Facebook, on my Facebook, I'm Facebook friends with this kid that's a senior at my high school. And he wrote this big long post how they lost, how, he understands, respect to Baltimore, and he's really sad. And one kid, as a joke, comments, "Oh, you're just a bandwagon fan, shut up." And he's like, "Oh, I've been a fan since Brady was drafted." And the kid responded, "Well, look where that got you this year." And he was being an idiot, I understand, but he responded, "Look where that got you this year." And then the guy responded, "Hey, look, we have 3 Super Bowls with him. Nothing else matters. As long as we have Brady and Belichick, we can contend for a Super Bowl every year from here on out." And I just got mad. Like, I'm mad. I'm tired of this. I really am. Because I really do believe that if they couldn't win it this year, this proves that this team they have now, this system, will never win them a Super Bowl until they fix that defense. And I've been saying it for years and years. And it just drives me crazy how in the Patriots organization, as great as they are, they think, "Oh, we are just luck." Robert Kraft said this one year. I think it was either after the Jets game or after the Ravens game in 2009. He said, "We have the team to win the Super Bowl. All we need is just a little bit of luck. Every year is a different year." And I was like, "No, you don't. You will never win a Super Bowl like this. You just can't. You can't ask Brady to do everything because you can't ask anybody to do everything. The only reason why Peyton and Aaron Rodgers have their rings is because players on their defense started playing at an exceptional level. One guy can't do it all. He just can't. And the defense does a lot of the fundamentals right. That's why Belichick's teams are always going to be contenders. The defense has a great red zone efficiency. They create turnovers. The Patriots offense doesn't turn the ball over. They're one of the least penalized teams in the NFL. they do all the little things right.
Didn't they set a record?
For what?
Like 20.
What, penalties or turnovers?
20. No, turnovers, the takeaways.
Oh, yeah, I think they had the highest margin in NFL history. Good chance. But they do all the fundamentals right. That's why the defense, I would never say it's terrible. They may allow a lot of yards. Even this year, not a lot of people are talking about this, how last season they were 30th in pass yards. This season they were 25th. So they still weren't that much better. But they do all the little things right. And they have the certain playmakers like Vince Wilfork, like Aqib Talib, that can help them out from time to time. That's kind of like with the Saints with Tracy Porter and Vilma, and the Packers with Clay Matthews and Sam Shields. I would say none of those defenses were very good. They weren't great defenses by any means. But they did enough things right and created enough plays to keep the offenses not having to do all the work by themselves. But Brady just can't do it. And I'm not going to say that... Do I think Aaron Rodgers on this team wins the Super Bowl? I would say probably. I wouldn't say for sure, but probably. I mean, that run that Brady had on 4th and 4 that like he couldn't run the stretch of the first down and took the sack. Aaron Rodgers makes that first down easy, and maybe and then some. Does Peyton Manning win a Super Bowl with this team? I'm not sure, but I think he has a. I personally think he's better than Brady.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Nope. I'm telling you.
Can you let me fucking finish? God damn it! I personally think.
No, we can't. No, we can't. Damn it.
Oh my god. No, I gave you both your time. You both had 10 plus minutes. It's my fucking turn.
Go ahead,
Sit
kid.
down and shut the fuck up, both of you. Okay. I'm not saying Peyton will win the Super Bowl. Because no one can do it all. I do think Peyton is better. Maybe the game's closer because of that. That's about all I'll say. I think he's better, so the game is closer. But I don't think he wins the Super Bowl with this team either. No one can do it all. And my problem is, you guys act like Brady can. When has he shown that? If you really thought he did it all those early years, and like Markeem said, you just don't watch the game. Like, no one man can do it all. And the fact that all you guys, because of those 3 rings, act like Brady can do it all, and that because of that, he's one of the best quarterbacks ever, like, it's just so short-sighted. I do think Brady's one of the best quarterbacks ever, but not for the reasons you guys think so. Like, even Omar Kelly, a guy I respect, a guy that I think really knows the game a lot, he was even saying when it was 28-13, he said before the game, I think the Patriots are going to kill the Ravens because Tom Brady's the best. And I told him, like, when has Tom Brady ever killed the Ravens? The Ravens own this team. They always play well against this team. And he was like, oh, we'll see. Tom Brady's Tom Brady. And I was like, okay. And then at the end of the game, when it was 28-13, when it was 28,
seriously?
When it was 28-13 and there was 2 minutes left. When there were 7 minutes left, that's one thing. When there's 2 minutes left and it's 28-13, and Omar was like, you got to cut Tom Brady's head off in order to kill him. And I messaged him like, dude, the game's over. There's 2, even if they score, the way the Ravens offense has been playing, they ain't getting the ball back. Like, I mean, it's just not happening. I think so many smart, intelligent people, even, it's like what Markeem said about the Eagles, how there were so many intelligent, like I was reading Football Outsiders Superbowl predictions at the start of the season, because I was looking back, seeing what they thought. One guy had 49ers over Ravens, so he was the only one. A lot of people had Patriots and Packers. One guy had Eagles over Eagles over Texans, which is what my Super Bowl was. But like it's like Markeem said, even a lot of intelligent people did not see how bad the Eagles were. A lot of really, really intelligent people, smart people that, I mean, you could say what you want about ESPN, but like people that write for like credited websites truly believe that this Tom Brady is the same Tom Brady we've been seeing his whole career. Smart football. Not smart football themselves, but one guy that they retweeted said, I think Tom Brady's going to win this game because he's been doing this for 12 years. And I messaged him and I was like, you really think Tom Brady was playing at this level those first 3 Super Bowls? Really? Like, yes, I hate the Patriots because I'm a Dolphins fan. But the number one thing I hate in life is people that I think get too much credit than they deserve. I hate overratedness. That drives me insane. That's why some of the shit that Skip Bayless was saying about RG3, even though I really enjoyed watching him play, Skip Bayless made me resent RG3, but because of the bullshit he was saying about him. And with the Patriots, I've never seen a team. Did you all hear about Matt Damon? Matt Damon was on TMZ. He was like signing autographs or something. And the TMZ said, what happened to the Patriots? And Matt Damon said, we had a lot of injuries. When we're healthy, we're the best team in the country. I was like, fucking really? Injuries? Really?
Yeah. Come on, Matt Damon. Come on now.
I was like, dude, you're in fucking denial. Like, you guys...
Man, I love your movies. You shouldn't talk...
Like, it's clear that, like...
Injury... Like I told Marquine, I think I told you this before the show. Injuries make that game closer. We still don't win. We still don't win.
Exactly. Like, like I've seen everyone saying, like even Skip was like, oh, once Aqib Talib was gone, they had no chance. The Patriots scored 13 points on offense. Aqib Talib doesn't play wide receiver. When you score 13 points, you can't win any game ever. Very rarely in the history of this league has 13 points been enough to win a goddamn football game, much less in the fucking playoffs. Like,
that... For the Patriots, 13 seems like 3.
Yes.
So,
like, Aqib Talib was not why y'all lost. It made the game. Yeah. It did make the game more of a blowout than it should have been. But people also act like Joe Flacco didn't completely, and the Ravens didn't completely change their play calling in the second half. In the first half, they wouldn't let this guy throw. They ran 12 of 14 times on first down. In the second half, they threw it 10 of 11 times on first down. Like, they completely changed their offense in the second half. It's not just because Talib was gone. Talib would have helped, but it's not just because he was gone. They completely changed their play calling. And I'm just tired. I hear it every year. They have Brady. They have Belichick. That's enough to win the Super Bowl. It's never been like that. Ever. And
it's enough to keep them in contention, but not to win. Clearly, it's not enough to win.
I will agree. It is enough to keep them in contention. But if you think like that, if the Patriots organization thinks that like that, this team is never winning a Super Bowl while Brady's still there.
Well, I agree with that too. Yeah, you have to think. Look, we have to add stuff. No, I totally agree with that.
This is the third year. This is the third year in a row where the defense is 21st or worst in passing yards allowed per game. That's not going to cut it in today's NFL. Like, people were saying that this was the best Patriots teams in years, and last year's team went to the Super Bowl, and this year's team didn't. And I agree. I do think this year's team was better than last year. The competition is just much better this year than it was last year. I'm sorry, Phil. That's just the truth.
No, that's the truth. I totally agree.
And at the end of the day, I think last year was like the worst thing that could have possibly happened for the Patriots, because I think that they'll think, oh, well, it did get us to a Super Bowl, and we only lost because, Welker dropped the ball, or David Tyree made the incredible catch. I've heard all this shit. Listen, winning, I get that it was a really, really lucky catch, and I get that Wes Welker dropped the pass that most receivers in this league probably catch. But Super Bowls, winning and losing Super Bowls don't come down to a player.
Always catch.
Super Bowls in this league do not come down to one play. Never. Never. The difference between winning and losing a Super Bowl does not come down to one play. If there's any exception, it's the 1999 Titans-Rams game. That's the only exception. The only exception. And even then, I would disagree. They didn't lose that game because he couldn't cross the plane. They lost that game because they were playing the greatest show on turf, on offense.
It was. I will say this, and I agree. One play doesn't make it.
Hold on. But hold on, Phil. But the greatest show on turf didn't do anything that first out there.
All right. Okay, fair point. I was merely saying that season they were the best team in football, and they won the Super Bowl. Like, it's quite simple. Yeah. And with the Patriots fans, not so much with you, but a lot of the fans that I see that live in Miami, that I know on Twitter, that I know on Facebook, a lot of them are just in constant denial. Your team, I think Stephen A. said it best. Stephen A. said it better about Tom Brady. This one sentence about Tom Brady made me so happy. Look, Tom Brady is obviously elite. He's obviously great, one of the best of all time. But he did win Super Bowls when he had an elite defense and one of the best coaches ever. And you know what? At the end of the day, he hasn't won since 2004, and we sure as hell don't talk about him like he has. It's like Markeem said.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Like, Phil, we wouldn't be as mad. Me and Markeem wouldn't be as mad. I mean, I obviously would still hate the Patriots, but we wouldn't be as mad at the overratedness if they weren't prepped up like they're the fucking defending champions every goddamn year. And that's what it's always been. Every year it's the Patriots.
Hey, look, hold on. I got it. Hold on, kid. I got a good example. How many people were talking about the Giants coming into this season, man? How many? They won last year, man. Come on.
They weren't even projected to win the division. And they did it, but like, they should have been.
But still, it's the principle. It's the principle.
No,
right.
You're right. Here's a good example. For example, after week 1, you know how the NFL does their power rankings. After week 1, when you had the Ravens, a team that was in the AFC Championship game last year and only got better in the offseason, the Ravens slaughtered the Bengals, a playoff team last year, probably a playoff team this year. They slaughtered the Bengals like 44-13. Okay, the Niners beat up the Packers. The great Aaron Rodgers coming off one of the best regular seasons ever. The Niners kicked their ass that first week and looked like the best team in the NFL. The Cowboys rousting the Super Bowl defending champions in New York. They looked amazing that first week. The Patriots beat the Titans, the fucking Titans, who weren't projected to do anything this year. The Patriots beat them 28-13. And the Patriots were given
they're number one.
The number one spot in the power rankings over the fucking Niners, Ravens, and Cowboys, who looked impressive as all fucking hell. And the Patriots who beat up the Titans, got the #1 fucking spot over those 3 teams. That was goddamn ridiculous. That was fucking ridiculous. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I don't.
Oh, I agree. No, I agree. I mean, and like I said in other podcasts, maybe it's just taken a while for me to actually see the outside of, like Markeem, I think, mentioned it. Maybe being a fan of it, it's hard to see it as much. And if it happens next year, I'll be right there on here, and I will let y'all. I'll just sit back and let y'all have the floor, because that'll be ridiculous.
Look,
contender, I'm fine. Go ahead.
Like, I'm a Duke fan, so I know exactly what was. Like, we win every year. We don't.
Right.
I see people, but fuck.
But that's the thing. I think that's what it is. But I think what it is, Markeem, is that I know they're held. Everybody puts them at the media outlets or whatever, put them up at the top and all that stuff, and that's what when they don't deserve to be automatically #1. But it's at the same time, it's the people that when they lose, and I guess maybe that's obviously with Big Red, that's a main reason why he's like that. But as far as like with it's also, I think that what gets me is maybe, and that maybe doesn't allow me to see that, is because that all I hear is if they don't win the Super Bowl. That's the only thing you can say. You know what I'm saying? Like, like
he's got a fair point.
Right. I'm saying like it becomes they didn't win a Super Bowl versus look they're not they're not the clear favorite. Like, and I understand if you hear about a team constantly they don't get it done. I get that.
I'm a Duke fan. I know where you come from.
Right. Exactly. No, he's right. I mean, it's just and like I said, if they're favorites next, should they be the favorites in the AFC? I'll talk about that more when I talk about the Super Bowl matchup, because there's something that kind of keys in with that. But it all depends on what happens with the Ravens, in my opinion. If the Ravens,
if the Niners win the Super Bowl, there is no discussion. The Niners should be the fucking favorites next year.
Oh yes,
no
and
discussion.
That's what I was right. This is my point. If the Niners win the Super Bowl, yes, they're the best. They should be #1 clear favorites of the Super Bowl. I agree. If the Ravens win, I think it matters. It depends on, does Ed Reed and Ray Lewis come back? Obviously, Ray Lewis, for all things considered, I think if they won, he's not coming back. Ed Reed says he's coming back. I don't believe him. I think if they win,
I think if they win, he should.
I'm about 90% sure he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's just saying that so he's just like, because he says it and he says next question. So I mean, he's just not wanting to talk about it.
He has said multiple times he hates the offseason. He hates it. So once he wins a Super Bowl, man, get the fuck out of here.
So I think that that's what my point. I mean, can they be the favorites in the AFC? I don't think that's so crazy. But like I said, it depends on what happens in the Super Bowl, what happens to both of those teams as well. They're going to be in the conversation regardless what happens. But I'm talking about where they're at. We'll have to see after the Super Bowl.
Did you
where they should?
By the way, I don't expect, and you made a very good point, and I completely agree. And I don't expect any of you to have read this, but Jeff Ireland, our general manager, did any of you read his statement yesterday?
I don't even know.
He was asked, is the goal for this offseason to finally get the Dolphins to the playoffs? And he looked at them and he said, the goal for this offseason is to win that division. And then someone asked him, do you realize the Patriots?
Shit, I like that.
And he was like, I realize they're in our division. And I realize that there's a gap in talent. But you know what? We don't care. This year, playoffs is not the goal. Taking back our division is the goal.
That's how it should be. I'm proud of
that
it.
attitude, son. I like that attitude.
That's how it should be. And he didn't say anything classless like Mr. Rex Ryan. I ain't here to kiss no rings. Yeah, you're here to kiss rings, buddy. You're also here to kiss our champion. What did he say? I missed that, Markeem.
Yeah, I could barely hear him. Fuck you, Markeem. No, Markeem, now the problem is your volume's too low.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I can barely hear what you're saying. For those who couldn't tell, Markeem has been having extreme computer issues throughout this whole podcast. But he's put up a good effort, and we love him for it. It's not my fault that the Duke Blue Devils suck at college basketball this year.
Oh, God. We'll get to that.
We're
actually going to...
Is the volume still low? Is it still low?
It's a little low, but I mean, it's got.
I can hear you. I think it should be good now.
But I think we can put this Patriots talk to side, and we'll get back to that when we do More Super
The
Bowl
games.
talk and such. Yeah.
And the games as well.
Yeah, in the games. Okay. So first off, the Niners Falcons game. Phil, I'll start with you because Markeem's in no man's land. What'd you think? And just quick thoughts.
I guess the greatest way to pawn or to put a headline on this game is they are who we thought they were.
Yep.
The Atlanta Falcons, who I picked them, but like I said on the podcast, that my football mind said Niners, and it turned out to be right.
Shut up, Skip Bayless. Shut up, Skip Bayless.
I know that does sound really bad. I know. Anyways, but the Falcons are what everyone has said. Outside of me, I'll even leave myself out since I did pick them. But that they can win in the first half, or they're awesome first half team, can't win in the second half. That's what they've been really have been all year. Except they haven't really. They've gotten Matt Ryan's able to get it. Some miracles done. One against Seattle, one against Carolina. There's probably others too. But the Falcons just proved that they're not. What was I gonna say?
The Falcons have just proved that.
The Falcons have just proved that the last week's playoff win they got. Now I won't say they got lucky, but they pulled it off, and then they came this week and they did the exact same thing again. Came out big, couldn't get it done in the second half. Just was a totally different team in the second half, and the Niners got it done. That's just. Props to the Niners. It's gonna be they're gonna go to the Super Bowl and it's gonna be great. But the Falcons, I would say, please come back, Gonzalez. You got another year in you. I know you do. Come back one more year. And I think the Falcons are kind of. I'll relate them a little bit to the Patriots in the fact that they can't get worse. They've got that going for them. Unless they have some big free agencies I don't know about. But as far as I know, they can't get worse. Get Asante Samuel some help in the secondary. Get Abraham healthy. Because as far as I know, he didn't play that whole game, did he?
Who?
Abraham, John Abraham.
No, he did not play the whole game. I don't think.
Okay, so that was huge too. Keep him healthy, get some help with him as well, so it's not all focused on him. And next year, I think the Saints are going to be here to play, but we'll get to that in the offseason. But you're going to be contenders at least. Let's just put it that way. Super Bowl contenders. Let's slow down just a little bit. But
we'll talk.
Right. But that's my thoughts on them. And Niners are going to the Super Bowl, and we'll get to that a little bit more detail later. But
I was quite appalled.
Yep.
Okay, he's in no man's land.
You're in.
We're just gonna ignore you for a little bit. I was quite appalled at how many people were so confident that the Falcons were gonna fucking win after they went up 17-0. Like everybody was just like, it's over. Skip Bayless. I give the Niners a 9% chance of winning this game.
I saw that too. And then later in the game, he's like, they're not gonna win. I'm like, you gave them a 9%. I was like, I'm not even gonna reply. I just left him alone.
Everyone was going insane. Everyone was just like, oh, the Falcons are back. And it's like I said last year. Not last year, last week. It's like I said last week. Listen, Tony Romo won a playoff game, but no one remembers that. Because when you've proven to constantly choke, you are going to constantly choke. Like, winning it once doesn't get the monkey off your back. That monkey's always there, man. And Matt Ryan, I'm sorry, part of the reasons why they lost this game, it's not all on Matt Ryan, but that interception, that wasn't all his fault, because Roddy White tripped, and the defender made a good play on the ball. Although he should have, that wasn't the best read, but that botched snap, come the fuck on, man. Like, that's just, I'm sorry, I have a hard time thinking that one's not on Matt Ryan. And
right.
he turned the ball over twice in a game when they absolutely could not turn the ball over. And everyone's saying that that Roddy White play on the last play should have been pass interference. A, 5-yard bump. It was 4th and 4, so no, it shouldn't have been. And B, it wouldn't have even been a first down. I don't think. I think it would have been short because he was hit right well before the line. Matt Ryan made a bad decision thinking that's where he should have put the ball because it was 4th fucking down. He should have gone for the first down or for the end zone. Because they got a first down, they probably win that game. Probably, I would say.
Yeah.
The Niners don't get the ball back. You have 4 downs to go to the end zone. But no, they're the Falcons, and Matt Ryan couldn't get it done because he's not clutch. And I hate using that term, but it's true. Just because you won a playoff game, people act like, well, he'll be Matty Ice that he is in the regular season. No, there are just some people that don't play well in the postseason. Matt Ryan is one of them. Tony Romo is one of them. As much as it pains me to say it, Matt Schaub is one of them. These are those type of quarterbacks. Like, that's not going to change. Sorry, it is what it is. The Niners, I was happy that they won. I like the team a lot. Like I said, I've kind of been a fan of theirs for a few years now. Big fan of Frank Gore, obviously. Big fan of Randy Moss. Big fan of Jim Harbaugh. Just that whole team. And I'm excited for the Super Bowl. For the Falcons, they'll probably be contenders again. Good chance. I don't think they win the division this year.
Hey, am I good? Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good.
You're better, yeah. I don't think the Falcons win the division this year. I think they'll probably get the wild card.
All right. Can I get my thoughts?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just finish by saying that.
Yeah, he's finishing.
Let me just finish by saying that.
Go ahead, kid.
The Falcons are a very good team. I think they'll do well next year. Like I said, I don't think they'll win the division. I mean, the Saints, Sean Payton's back, which is big, as you all know. Because when the Sean Payton, I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw this on the TV. And this is actually more impressive. Not to knock down Brady, because Brady and Belichick have been playing longer. But Brady and Belichick, I think, have 69 wins together as a team, and Sean Payton and Drew Brees have 62. So the Sean Payton Drew Brees enough to win a Super Bowl? Probably not. Actually, no. But they're enough to be contenders every year, and so I expect them to have 10 or 11 wins this season. But
the Falcons have won the division with the Saints since Sean Payton and them helped.
Yeah, but that was the year that was 2 years ago, and the Saints were still 11-5, but the Falcons were 13-3.
Oh, that's true. Right.
Yeah,
right.
I remember that year, and that was the year that the Falcons got murdered in the fucking game against the Packers.
Which, by the way, you remember what I said this year about the NFC South? It stays for next year. There's no chance.
Okay.
Barring a Sean Payton missing.
Well, barring the Falcons fuck up, which is very possible. Although I didn't know the Falcons' home record, I didn't know this. 34-6 at home, including playoffs. That's incredible.
Oh, they're awesome in the Georgia Dome. Except for when it comes to playoffs.
That's the best home record in the NFL. That's incredible. Although I will admit they are 1-2 in the Georgia Dome in the postseason, but it's a small sample size. But I do think the Saints will win the division. I think Falcons will come in second, probably. So I don't think the Falcons will win the division, but I think they'll still be a very good team nonetheless, and they'll be very successful next season. Will they ever get it done in the postseason and make that trip to the Super Bowl? I personally don't think so. I think as long as Matt Ryan and Mike Smith is their quarterback, head coach combo, that will never happen. I think they need to change that shit up. Or, I mean, don't fire Mike Smith and don't cut Matt Ryan, but give Matt Ryan competition. I really do think, I know what you're all saying. I mean, he just got them to the title game and all this and that. I really do think Matt Ryan will never take that team to a Super Bowl. I really believe that. And is there really any harm in drafting the quarterback like in the 7th round? Like, is that really such a bad thing?
I think they need to do exactly what I think they should do with Romo. I think they should draft a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 4th round or later quarterback, and just to scare him a little bit. Yeah. Well, not later. A 7th round pick is not going to scare your quarterback. It happens all the time. So you have to be like 4th, 5th, 6th round. Maybe like 3rd if you're not reaching too much. But.
I agree. So that's just those are my thoughts on the Falcons. And
wait, one more thing.
What?
One more thing, Big Rat. You got to give yourself props. I know Marquine will probably get to it, but you called something right about that game.
I knew Vernon Davis was going to explode. Right. I'm telling you guys, I know Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan was our coordinator for 2 years, and we could not fucking stop the tight end to save our goddamn lives. Jimmy Graham, Dallas Clark, Gronk, all the best tight ends in the NFL. They fucking murdered us because we just couldn't stop it. And Mike Nolan is weak against the tight end. So when everyone wonders why Vernon Davis was open so much, don't say the Falcon. Don't blame don't blame the corners. Don't blame Mike Nolan. He's never been good at covering a tight end. So I was not surprised at all that Vernon Davis exploded like that. And Marquine, your turn.
I'm good. Am I good for one?
I think so.
Talk.
Okay. The Falcons are the Falcons. The Niners are the better team. All they do is choke. Matt Ryan, as I said, him to do something he doesn't. I'm sorry he got hurt though. That was kind of sad. But but still, I don't really have much to say. I just know they failed, like I said they would.
Yeah. Marquine, just so you
it
know.
wasn't that as the see. Well,
Markeem has been saying ever since Matt Ryan was in Boston College that Matt Ryan just disappoints you. So it's not just an NFL thing. He's been like this his whole life.
Yep.
Patriots Ravens game. Let's try to talk about the Ravens as much as we can in this game.
Right.
I will say that Bernard Pollard, say what you want about Eli Manning and Joe Flacco, Bernard Pollard owns the Patriots, legitimately. Bernard Pollard is the massacrer of the Patriots. He took out Brady for a season, took out Welker for the playoffs when they got murdered by the Ravens last time, took out Gronk. Gronk played in the Super Bowl last year, but he was the most ineffective we've seen him all season. And, of course, he took out Stephen Ridley for the rest of the game, and caused the fumble. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, John Harbaugh, after the game, when he
looked down and said, "You won us that game for us." Yeah,
he looked at Bernard Pollard and said, "You won us the game." With that fumble, and I agree. I think that fumbles. I mean, I told Phil, not that the Patriots had no chance, but when they got that fumble, I was like, okay, the Ravens are winning this game, because I just thought that I knew they were going to score, and I knew they were just going to keep that offense was still going to keep putting up points. I didn't expect Brady to throw 2 interceptions. One obviously tipped, but props to the Ravens. They played awesome. They're going to the Super Bowl. The Ray Lewis magic is strong. Markeem, go first this time.
What?
The game, dude. Talk about the game. The Ravens, Ray Lewis, blah blah blah.
Okay, and I'm just saying I had to make sure I was okay. It's my get do that every week.
All right, talk.
The thing of this game is funny to me is that in the second, the Ravens look like the 2 Ravens. That was monstrous. Like that performance for that defense, that gave me goosebumps. Like I'm sorry, I've never seen like a team that usually scores this many points get completely shut down like that. Incredible. We get those Ravens Bowl Sunday. I think the Niners get third. Like real shit. We get that team. That was incredible. Like that was so amazing. So amazing. That's what I took away from that game.
The 2000 Ravens did have Trent Dilfer as quarterback, so I think the defense of the 2000 Ravens, because that offense was the best offense I've ever seen from that team, and if they keep playing like that, I don't like the Niners' chances, honestly. But I have a lot more to say. I have a lot more analysis on that game besides just that one comment, and I'll get to that. But Phil, your turn. What did you think of the Ravens?
We'll do that next week.
Yeah. Ravens and how they looked. Phil?
As far as the game, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I know we talked about the Patriots, but there's certain things I want to talk about that happened on both sides of the game, or both from both teams. Obviously there was the first half. If you don't know, I actually had to miss the first half. I have obligations at my church, and that's more important to me. Sorry, football is football. I love my Patriots, but that's more important. So I missed the first half. Was following on my phone, all that jazz. I saw I saw everything that happened as far as being able to read it. But the second half, man, that's the half I had to come home and watch. That was fun. Not fun at all. As far as obviously the fumble play, Pollard. I hate the guy. I've been on here bashing him before. I can't stand the dude. Was it a dirt? I said this a big rat off air, but I don't think it was a dirty hit. But I also don't think it was a clean hit either. Yeah. I think that guy is literally out to take us out.
That guy's out. He's not out to stop plays. He's not out to make plays. He's out.
Hold on. Time out. Phil said, I don't think it was a dirty hit, but I don't think it was clean. What was it?
No,
I know it sounds stupid. I know it sounds
I explained it to him. That guy, Bernard Pollard, is not on the field to make plays or to make stops. He is there to fucking fuck up the Patriots, and that's all he cares about.
Really, exactly. And that hit was ugh. I was like, ouch. And when that fumble happened, I said, oh gosh, they're gonna score and go up by 2 touchdowns, and we're done. I don't ever say it's the fat lady sing, till the fat lady actually sings, but I was like, man, I was like speechless. Then, of course, not Falcons. I was thinking Falcons, that's Flacco. Anyway, then Flacco and the Ravens decide to throw the ball on their next possession and not run the ball and give us the ball with 7 7 minutes and some change, and I was like, oh, it's not over yet. I was like, it's actually not over yet. But 7 minutes on the clock, I was like, we're good, we got this. You know, I didn't want to be that guy, but I was like, Brady can do this. Brady can do this for us. It was like, you know, this is gonna define his legacy right here. I was hoping, of course, but and then he got it downfield. We were about to score. Literally, it was going to be, you know, we were literally about to score, and then the play happened that I knew it's not our night. It's not us. We're just not us. It's the Ravens. It's the Ravens' night, and that's when the tip pass. He got his hand up, ball come out. First of all, I want to say, which I'm probably being hard on one of my boys, but I was like, Hernandez, man, just push that mofo. Like, just push the dude. Like, he's going to get the ball. Just push him down. Even if they call offensive pass interference, at least it's not a pick. Just push him down. But that's probably me asking for too much. But the one thing I'll say, I didn't see this right away. But then after, obviously at that point, I think at that point it was over. The last interception doesn't mean anything to me. Brandon Lloyd barely even tried, and whatever. It was a bad throw by Brady, but like, whatever. But one thing I will say, I didn't notice this, and I can't believe that I agree with him on this. This is one of the things I can't stand when people say it about my boy Brady, and definitely about the team. Well, definitely about Brady and the team as well. But Stephen A. said it, and it kind of made me open my eyes to it in this game. He said the Patriots got soft, and that's what they did. If you watch the receivers and running back, Shane Vereen, I mean, that guy knew he was going to get lit up and couldn't catch the ball for an easy first down. People forget that. They want to point out Wes Welker, but Shane Vereen also missed one. Wes Welker, key third down. And I don't want to hear this crap from Skip that they win the game. Does it change the game? Okay. But the game because he converts the third down to a first down. No, I'm sorry, Skip. Good try.
They fucking punted on that play. They weren't even in field goal range. People act like they would have scored a touchdown off that catch.
Right. They were actually talking about them going for it. I understand why they punted it, but anyways, but they were in the range that you either punt or you go for it, whatever. But like, there's just, I literally thought, Brandon Lloyd a couple of times. It's just, I'm not saying that our team is soft. That's the first time I've ever seen them play like that. But the Ravens defense, I think, was just playing lights out as far as like hitting and covering. It's just they weren't going to allow. They're like, you know what, you can catch the ball, but you better be ready to hold on to it. Wes Welker got pounded some couple plays, and I know he was wide open on one of those big plays to get us down in that range before the tipped interception. But you know, before that, it's like anything close. Like if that guy was right there, and it's like, and I know people point out, you know, you said it with Aaron Rodgers could have ran for the first down. That's true, I agree. But I don't want people getting on Brady's like, why didn't he run for the first down? Because Haloti Nada was looking at him. You, Tom Brady, you gonna tell me you're gonna run for that first down? No. You know, Tom Brady's not running. Tom Brady's not running for that first down because he don't want to die. Tom Brady don't want to die. It's that simple. So don't try to say that or anything like that. As far as we didn't bring this up, but as far as the Brady kick that happened in the game, he did actually call Reed and apologize. He's been fined $10,000, which I think is ludicrous. Who cares? It's $10,000. That's like a fingernail.
The Frank Gore fine is far worse. $10,500 for not wearing your socks too high. What the fuck? That's bullshit.
I saw that. That's ridiculous. But anyways, what I'm saying is, as far as the kick, I think what it was, I think Brady was just like, oh crap, he's gonna hit me, and just put his leg up. I think that's what it was. I think it was stupid on his part because he broke his leg. Luckily, Ed Reed was like, okay, you're gonna put your leg up, okay, I'm cool. But Ed Reed is a stand-up guy, so it's whatever. But that Ravens, like Markeem said, that Ravens defense was ridiculous. They played great. And the one thing, I said this off camera as well, but I'm saying it again. One thing I think that hurt us a lot is the fact that we actually stopped the run. As funny as that sounds, that actually hurt us because we stopped the run, and Flacco's like, here comes, they go in the halftime, they come out. We stopped the run again, and they're like, okay, I guess we got to pass. And that was that. Flacco starts lighting us up. So, I'm not saying don't stop the run, but I'm saying, that's what, one of those small things you can point, or one of those things you can point to that's kind of funny, but it's true. As far as, and the last thing, I guess I'm putting this last. I bring injuries up last. I don't put them up first. That's one of the number one things I hate the most anyway, is people that use excuses for injuries. especially when I had this team winning the Super Bowl. I mean, bias or not, I had this team in the Super Bowl this year. I can't say it because of a Talib injury that we lost this game when they didn't have Talib at the beginning of the year.
The Ravens didn't have Ladarius Webb.
Right.
It was also important.
So what? Right. That's true. But is what do I think? Like I said this earlier. The game is closer with Talib. I do think Talib is able to make, but like Markeem said, Anquan Boldin's not some, number one receiver type guy. I mean, he's not, that's not the case here. So obviously having Gronk on the field helps you, and then even if he's not completely healthy, but then if he is healthy, obviously that's a totally different, the game's closer. The game doesn't go like that. But the way that Ravens defense is playing, I just don't see, there's nothing. Give us Gronk, give me a Talib. It's a close game, and I'm still heartbroken because we lost. I mean, that's just what it comes down to it. If I'm wrong and we won, there's no way to find that out. So I just don't think it's injuries. I can't point to injuries. Which also, if people forget, that we also didn't have, what's his name? I can't believe I said what's his name. Chandler Jones was actually also hurt too. We just can't. We need a pass rush. We really need a pass rush because we were like seconds away from getting Flacco almost every play. I mean, Ninkovich literally missed him by inches. It might remind me of freaking 2007, the Super Bowl when we had Eli and didn't get him. We just have to get. We have to execute on those quarterbacks like that. So I just think that's one of those things that we have to do. So, but that's we move on. That's the game. The Ravens, like I said, Matt Props, Flacco played great. There's not much more to say about either side. Is we pretty much beat it as a dead horse. I think the Ravens go on. We'll talk about that Super Bowl matchup because I have some great things to say about that as well. But it's the game. Ravens are the better team. Hey, and can I say one little small little tangent? You butthurt Billy Paz. Yeah, I'm calling out Billy Paz on this podcast. You butthurt fans. Billy Paz wasn't as bad, but you butthurt Patriot fans that you're the type of fan that I hate. Like every team has them, and most of the time, they always come out after a big loss like this, a big playoff loss. But don't attack Ray Lewis, okay? Don't attack this team. Don't make little. Oh, I hate this. Oh, we just lost to a murderer. All this. Shut up. You lost to the better team. Move on. Don't be like this. Is why like.
Yo, regardless of what you thought, that happened 12 years ago. Shut the fuck up.
And Stephen A. made I tweeted this. Dude explained the Ray Lewis situation to the perfect T. He related it to OJ. We went through OJ in a totally different cases. I get it, but what he said was we saw this we were able to see the case of OJ. We were able to see everything, so we got to make our own thoughts on it. Ray Lewis was acquitted of murder. Whether you like it or not, he was. We didn't see the trial. We don't know what was present. We don't know this. We can only go by what the facts were given. He was acquitted. Move on. 12 years ago. Let's move on. Okay, like Markeem said. There's no point. I mean, you can't. People want to say you're innocent before proven guilty, but then when people are proved innocent, they still want to claim they're guilty. I mean, it just doesn't work. That's not how this. It may not be. You may not like it, but it's fair. That's how the system works. So I just get off Ray Lewis is all I wanted to say.
All right. I agree with almost everything you said. Very quickly, before we get into our last segment, which is our very, very special segment that we'll have soon, two quick things I want to very much talk about. The Senior Bowl is this weekend. I'm excited. I like watching the Senior Bowl every year because you get to see a lot of the top draft prospects in the NFL. I know you can enter the NFL as a junior. I'm not a fucking moron. But the Senior Bowl has, a lot more likely than not in your top 10 draft picks, the majority are going to be seniors. And I'm excited to see the Senior Bowl. I'm excited to see them all play. I'm really excited to see the Pro Bowl because Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson are both going to play. RG3's hurt, Matt Ryan's hurt, and Aaron Rodgers pulled out. So the NFC has a completely new quarterback team in Drew Brees, Eli Manning, and Russell Wilson. And the AFC side, Tom Brady pulled out. So we have Peyton Manning, Matt Schaub, and Andrew Luck. My three favorite quarterbacks in the NFL are all on the same team. Peyton Manning, Matt Schaub, and Andrew Luck. So I'm definitely going to be watching that. And Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson are probably going to play the entire fourth quarter. And that's going to be fun because they both care. It's a known fact that when a rookie goes to the Pro Bowl, it really, really means a lot to them. It's only like the guys that have been there for a while that don't really care, that have been...
It's only the... Right.
The guys
It's
that
what I'm saying. I'm saying like the early players, they care, and then they don't care very,
yeah.
after they've been there
And
for a while.
it's not just older players. It's players that have been to multiple Pro Bowls that
Right.
have probably like seen injuries and gotten hurt and just be like, "Fuck this! I don't need to risk this." Um, Russell Wilson and Andrew Luck expect them to play their hearts out because they want to deliver a show and all that, and they're both the third string quarterbacks, so they'll probably get the entire fourth quarter. So if you don't want to watch the Pro Bowl this year, at least check that out. The fourth quarter sounds like it's going to be fun because, like I said, Russell Wilson and Andrew Luck both care about this game. Now, very, very quickly, I will not spend more than 2 minutes on this on Monty Teo. We purposely did not talk about the Monty Teo thing because we didn't want to talk about it because, as Markeem said, whatever the situation, should have nothing to do with his NFL career. There are murderers, crack addicts, drug dealers, all types of horrible people in the NFL. This dude, lied. Let's not make a big deal out of it. It's very dramatic. It's a total soap opera. It has nothing to do with sports. But I do want to say this because I do have this pet peeve about life in general. And I want to kind of bring it to Monty Teo thing. I think my opinion on the whole thing, hoax, not a hoax, I think it's a mix, and I think people are blowing this way out of proportion. Because let me give you guys some inside info. There's a guy that went to my high school that had cancer. His name is Art Martinez. You can look him up. Very, very, very great guy. He plays football at Notre Dame. And when the national championship was in Miami this year, and Notre Dame was playing in it, there was an article in the Miami Herald, the local newspaper, on the front page, it was a picture of Art Martinez with his coaches from my high school. And Art Martinez is good friends with one of my little brother's best friends. One of my little brother's best friends, older brother, was good friends with Art, so Art's good friends with one of my little brother's good friends. Art told this kid that, because I remember I asked him what did Art think about the Notre Dame football team and Monty Teo and all that. And my brother's friend told me that Art said that Monty Teo is an asshole and all this and that he's just a flat-out jerk, and that he really, really doesn't enjoy his time. And I'm like, and I asked him, well, what about the whole girlfriend? This was before I found out about the hoax. What about, how his girlfriend and grandma died in the same day? And Art Martinez said that Monty Teo and her really weren't that close. So what I think the situation was, because he told me that they talked from time to time, but it wasn't like they were in a full-fledged relationship. What I think the situation was that Monty Teo had this relationship, all right? He obviously talked to this girl a good amount. I would say he probably spent an hour a day from time to time talking about her. But I really do think, in his mind, she really wasn't that important to him. He never visited her when she had cancer. And I'm sorry, if this wasn't a hoax, even if I have an online girlfriend, she's fucking have cancer, I'm going to do everything I can to go visit her because she could die. I think Monty Teo liked her, but I don't think she was really much of a thought in his daily life. I don't think he really cared that much. He was just a girl that he talked to from time to time on the internet. And I've had relationships like that before. I do think that when she died, he blew it up into a bigger deal in order to get the media attention. And in order to, feel maybe he felt bad that he wasn't feeling so bad about it. Because for those who do not know, in the full effect of public disclosure, one of my older brothers has autism and has had a very serious case of autism his whole life. And I know people in the autism community. I know tons of people who like to bring on sympathy for themselves because they have a brother with a mental disorder. It's not a bad thing. It's kind of human nature. You feel really bad about it, so you want people, to care more. I think Monty Teo was trying to, whether intentionally or not, I think intentionally, draw more attention to the situation than was actually there. I think he staged on this big performance that it affected him when it really didn't. And I think I don't think he was in on it. I don't think he was in on the hoax. And when it came out that it was a hoax, he was obviously so embarrassed and so appalled that he didn't want to talk about any live. So it combines everything. He's a liar, he's an asshole, and he was a media whore. It's all three of the worst things in one thing.
I do, as much as I don't. I think, oh my god, why is this having a Katie Couric thing? I will say this: I do think he knew. I think it was a whole.
I thought so too. I thought so too for the longest time, but after what Art said and the fact that the dude had 1,100 hours of phone calls with this person, I wouldn't go through that trouble to fucking stage a girlfriend. Like I said, I think he lied a lot because he didn't want the situation to look as bad as it did. I mean, if you think it's a hoax, that's fine. I'm just saying that I don't think he was that close to her, and I think he made it out into a much bigger deal because this explains everything. It explains why he didn't visit her. It explains why he lied constantly. It explains why he was so embarrassed about it, and it does, call attention to the fact that he loves bringing on attention upon himself. That's just.
No, that's true. No, that's true. No, I mean, I can see that. I mean, I don't care enough to really side a point, but I do. Part of me just thinks, especially now that they did an interview with Katie Couric, which I haven't watched and don't plan on watching. Like that. After they did that, after I knew they were going to do that, I'm like, Teo's just trying to get soak this for everything he can get. So,
all right.
But it doesn't affect the NFL. We'll look back at I don't understand this. Like this is probably bigger news than when Lance Armstrong. Like literally, like I thought, like Lance, this stuff popped up and they just pushed that. They pushed Lance Armstrong to the side. He got a pass. He better thank Teo in a couple of years. So it was just nuts.
It was an insane situation. But anyways, let's get to our last segment, our special segment. We are bringing on someone.
Yay! Yay! No more of that bullshit. Come on, let's go.
All right, Phil, add him to the call.
Oh, do I have to? I'm just kidding. I'm doing it.
This man has talked mad trash on Twitter, constantly wanting to be on the show, and we have a lot of problems with his comments on the show. So we are going to add him and talk to him about a few things, and make him tell his side of the story on a lot of his criticisms and arguments.
The answer, we're not doing it.
Trademark, yeah?
What?
Yes! Finally! After 4 to 5 months of popular demand, it's about time.
Yeah, because they were all asking.
I'm going to warn you now, Trademark. I'm going to warn you. Computers have issues, so you kind of get off easy tonight.
No, I can already tell.
Don't be afraid to fucking say shut the fuck up or something like that if you need be.
I thought that was your job.
Trademark, we're going to give you a chance to defend yourself on a lot of your egregious claims on Twitter. I have a list of them here.
Egregious?
All right, first let's talk about Colin Kaepernick, because when the Niners chose him over Alex Smith, you seem to have a big problem with this. Explain yourself.
Okay. First of all, never had anything against Colin Kaepernick. Never thought
that... boo! Shut the fuck up! No, go ahead.
Oh, we found our Skip Bayless.
I've said this from the very beginning. All I ever said was that I did not see why this permanent change needed to be made. You look at a team like the Jets, okay? Mark Sanchez, fucking terrible, week in, week out. There's a legitimate need for a quarterback change there. Alex Smith was, like, what? The 4th highest rated passer in the league when this happened. I'm not saying that he's great. Okay, we all know he's not really that good. Would he really have sustained that all year long? Probably not. But the team wasn't doing poorly with him as quarterback. They were on the fast track to the division title. And he missed one game, and Colin Kaepernick did well, and that's enough to be the permanent starter going forward. I didn't buy into that. That's all I ever said. It was just mainly...
No.
It wasn't really having anything to do with me doubting Colin Kaepernick's ability.
Do you know Alex Smith's history with the 49ers?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to respond now? Because this is why you're here.
Go.
Okay. There is nothing at all. No question, Trademark. You have a car. Reliable. For the same Mercedes, what are you going to do?
I didn't catch like half of that.
Yeah, kind of.
You have a car that's reliable, and then you have the chance to get a Mercedes. What are you gonna do?
Is Colin Kaepernick a Mercedes
compared to the car?
Alex Smith is a Kia. Alex Smith is a Kia.
Hold on. Compared to the fucking Pinto. Yeah.
We're not talking about Peyton Manning here. What had this guy proven at that time when he was named starter? What had he proven?
He had one of the best games of the season against one of the best defenses in the NFL.
That's still one game.
And he's proven he's clearly better. He did that in one game.
Yeah, now he's proven that.
No, he proved it at the time.
He did that in the Bears game.
One game can't prove anything. One game is just one game.
So, hold on, time out. Has Alex performed that in his life?
Has Alex Smith performed like that ever? Ever?
Has he?
No.
We're asking you.
You realize a few years ago the Niners named J.T. O'Sullivan the starter over Alex Smith going into the season?
Yeah, he used to be worse, but then like under Jim Harbaugh, he got better.
But he used to be terrible.
No, he didn't get better. He was in a system that allowed him to do better.
Yeah, but as long as Harbaugh's there, he's still doing well, isn't he? So, I mean, if the 49ers
can do better. Kaepernick can do better. That's the point.
Yeah, well, now I believe. Well, now it's obvious, but I'm just saying.
Even them getting to the playoffs wasn't enough because when Kaepernick threw that pick six, it was, oh my God, Kaepernick must be the answer. There was no other way.
I was making light of the situation.
And then hold on, no, and then he to have wins playoff games all the time. You fucking more.
I didn't catch like.
He said he went on to have one of the best playoff games of all time. You fucking moron.
Okay, well, he did. He proved. I'm not even say. I don't want to say that he proved me wrong because I never thought that guy sucked. I never thought he was even mediocre. I always thought he was good. I just didn't agree with the principle of things. I thought it was just kind of mean, honestly.
Okay.
I mean,
let
me say this.
It's the NFL.
Yeah. Let me say this. I do kind of see where Jared's coming from. I'll give him some props there. But
it's
like
football. Feelings are irrelevant.
right. Well, no, not the feelings. I'm saying like I think he's saying Alex Smith had the job for this long, and after one game he loses it because he only got hurt. He only got hurt. He didn't have I see that. That's what he's saying. I see that. But I think what it is Jim Harbaugh saw saw more potential in Kaepernick and went ahead and went with him instead of giving it another game with Alex Smith. That's what happened. It's football. I agree, and I think Kaepernick was the better decision. But in the sense, I still see what Jared's saying in that.
It was just crazy. It was just like it came as a shock to me because one, it was based on one game, and number two, it was a team that was doing successfully. I mean, like that's the type of thing you'd see if a team is like, okay, the season's out the window. Let's just experiment.
Let me say this. This is what really pissed me off when people said, oh, it was just one game. No, it wasn't. Because Merrill Hodge made a great point. And I don't like Merrill Hodge. I don't like a lot of stuff he says. But he made a great point here. He was like, listen.
Fucking idiot.
He is.
He's an idiot.
This was a great point. He said, listen, people seem to act like Colin Kaepernick outperformed Alex Smith for one game. And he was like, no. Do you people realize that since Kaepernick was drafted by the Niners, Jim Harbaugh's not an idiot? Jim Harbaugh, in practice, obviously could tell Kaepernick could make throws that Alex Smith can't make. Kaepernick can do things that Alex Smith can't do. It's not like this one game was a revelation. He's seen them both in practice, and Harbaugh knew that Kaepernick has been better for the team, and he's probably known for a good while. But he needed his opportunity to flat out start Kaepernick so everyone would accept it. And Alex Smith getting hurt was his opportunity. And he said, but people act like that Bears game was all Kaepernick did. No, Kaepernick was probably outperforming Alex Smith in practice for 6 months or more. And the injury was just Harbaugh's chance to finally show everyone what he's been seeing for months. All right. Next thing I want to ask you, good trademark. Your precious Giants, who you said at the start of the season should have been favored to win the division. And, well, they didn't win the division. Your team sucks.
No, you know I feel good for it.
My team sucks. Take a hard look in the mirror, buddy.
Who? Oh, the Dolphins?
Yep.
All right, just talk about the fucking blah 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 blah.
I think the last time they won a playoff game was before I was born.
It was before he was born too.
You realize they won a playoff game in 2000, you fucking moron. Know your fucking history.
Shut up.
Know your history for once.
Shut up.
Instead of just being DumbMark629 like we call you on this show.
Yes, that I invented. I invented that.
Yes.
Fuck you, StatRat310.
You make a Twitter.
That's funny. StatRat310.
All right. What happened with the Giants this year?
Personally, I think they could have easily been 11-5, easily, because those two.
Oh my God.
Every season,
Oh my God.
every season they should win the Super Bowl because they lose every game. No one ever beats them. Every game they lose because they collapse or they gave it away because they're the best team in the NFL.
Okay, the Eagles game. Seriously.
Oh my God! You guys missed a fucking field goal. It happens. God damn it!
It should have been like 10 or 20 yards closer.
It was a 52-yard field goal. That's
Oh my God. How many? You know how many times I've seen people miss 30-yard field goals, 20-yard field goals?
I said could have been, not should have been.
No, you just said the Eagles game. Come on. No, you lost. The better team won that night. Suck it.
No.
Like, look, I'm an Eagles fan, and we were a disaster. And I can admit that we were a disaster. It wasn't anyone else. It was us. We were a disaster. And so were the Giants.
Yeah, what can you say? I mean, the Falcons and Ravens games were just embarrassing. I don't know. Not much else to say. They shit the bed.
You're damn right they shit the bed.
Do you think this team is more talented than last year?
On new white sheets, they shit the bed. That's what happened.
Here,
Huh?
Jared, do you think this team was better than last year's team?
No, but not that far, honestly.
Why was it not better? They had more talent this year. They lost Mario Manningham, but they picked up a lot of good guys.
Offensively, probably like a little better. I don't know. Just I saw the defense playing a little bit more consistently last year.
Where does this defensive line? Where does this?
Oh, what you? Oh, no, kid, stop! What the fuck did you just say?
Well, at least at the end of the year. I meant like, you know.
Oh, okay, all right. I was about to kill you. Stop.
No, the end of the year. The end of the year. Trust me.
Where does this defensive line rank in the NFL right now?
Where does it?
Do you think it's the best, second best, third best, what have you?
I don't know. I'm not good with that whole ranking thing. I think it's very good, but I feel like this year they took a step back. You know, they still got the talent, but they didn't really. None of the pass rushers played as well as they really could. The defensive standout was Stevie Brown. I felt on the line, everyone took a step back. Even JPP, which I did not expect.
Wow, he's actually making sense right now. Go figure.
What the fuck, man? This was supposed to be like, you know, us like, you know, our time to like, you know, shut up, trademark. No, it was fucking, god damn it. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fine, fuck the Giants. Let's move on to one of our last topics. The Jets are considering, well, we're going to include you in this like we would include you if you were a regular cast member. The Jets are considering shopping Darrelle Revis for, you know, he's hurt, coming off an ACL injury, and, you know, he has a big contract, and, you know, they're trying to get some cap relief, and obviously based on Namdi, I think anybody that picks him up is going to throw the ball at him and give him tons of money. Trademark, we'll start with you. Is this a good idea to give away Darrelle Revis?
Well, I mean, how old is the dude?
Are you aware who that is? Trademark. We have to ask.
What's his number?
Oh my god!
I don't even know his number.
I don't know.
I think
24.
I was gonna say. I think it's 24, but that's about it.
Hey, Marky. I mean, all I know is Eli Manning's color of his underwear, right?
Yeah. No, that was funny.
Revis is 27.
I mean, it's getting to that point, you know, like where I can see why they consider it, especially with the performance of the team. They might be looking at they might be just getting to that point where they, you know, just based on the performance of the team, they might be thinking about making like drastic changes. I think that's a little crazy just because the changes need to come on the offense, not defense. I could see like for cap room maybe, but in general, I think that it might be a bad idea.
Marquis?
I can't believe what I just heard. What is wrong with y'all? That is top 5 player in the NFL. You don't trade no shit like that. What they offer?
Best
You just signed the worst starting quarterback in the league to a Tom Brady deal. and you're not gonna
best quarterback in the league. Yeah.
No. I said best. You signed the best quarterback in the league. How are you not gonna try to throw money at Revis?
The worst quarterback. The worst quarterback. Is
Oh,
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, worse.
They gave Mark Sanchez Tom Brady's contract.
You mean the worst guy?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez makes just as much money as Tom Brady does. I promise you. Look it up.
He's right. No, he's right.
I don't understand it. Like, you know, he should get every dime that Nnamdi Asomugha got and then some. Like, you know, like just do it. Dog. Like I feel like everyone else is expendable on that team. You know what you're gonna get from Revis. Get rid of the rest of them motherfuckers. They all can go. Fuck them all. Every last one of them.
Block them all. Block them all.
I will say this.
Except for Marty. Keep Marty. And the rest of the motherfuckers can go.
I will say this. The argument that if they give away Revis, they'll get, like, you know, so much talent, so much draft picks, and so much free agency for a team that's bereft of talent, it could be a good thing. If you were the Jaguars, I understand this. That's one thing. For the Jets, two things. One, this team does not draft very well. It never has. So giving away Revis, a sure thing for draft picks, is not going to be a good idea because this team might not use those draft picks very well. And two, also I'm going to say that that this team was in the AFC Championship game 2 years ago. Like, you know, this defense needs a few pieces, but it's not stuff that you can't address in the draft normally. It's not like the Jaguars who have it, or no, the Browns, a better example. It's not like it's the Browns who if they had Revis and no one else, like, I can understand using Revis to completely revamp the team. The Jets have proven that as long as they have, like, you know, an elite defense and a pretty good running back, they can do all right in the NFL. Now, obviously, Mark Sanchez can't be throwing the ball anymore, but getting rid of Revis is not the way to revamp the franchise. I don't think the strategy is flawed. I think just because Revis is one of the best in the game, that doesn't mean he's untradeable. But I do think for the Jets in particular, it's a bad idea. And obviously, Revis is the best cornerback in the NFL. Although, hey, we'll see coming off the surgery. He may or may not be. I personally think when he was out, I think y'all may disagree with me, but I think the best cornerback in the NFL this year was Richard Sherman. And I think now that Revis is off an ACL, no one knows. That's the thing. Woody Johnson's mentality is that, look, he's coming off ACL injury, and I don't know how he's going to be next year. But I do know that right now he's at his peak. If I trade him right now, I am guaranteed amazing value because he's the best in the NFL right now. And I don't want to wait a year and have people see him as a shell of his former self and think, oh shit, I need to get rid of him when I can do it now when he's at the top, and I need cap room anyways, and I need draft picks to fix this team. It's not a bad mentality, but the Jets, like I said, this team, it's not like this team has not made the playoffs.
It would deal a big blow to that defense. It would really, just set them back. The defense has always been like a sure thing with the Jets. With Revis healthy over the last few years, you might as well stick with it.
Their strategy is to put Revis on the best player on the offense, and then have the rest of the 10 guys get the rest of the 10 guys. Like, that's how they base their defense. And Revis, like I said, truly is the best in his class. And this defense isn't too far off from, you know, what it was 2 years ago. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not as good anymore, but it's not like having Revis, having the best cornerback in the NFL, has done nothing for your franchise for 10 years. Like, you know, Cortland Finnegan for the Titans. Like, I would argue that he was one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, but it didn't really matter because they weren't making the playoffs, so they needed more talent, so they got rid of him. I mean, he was a free agent anyways, but I understand that. With Revis, he has helped your team a lot, and that's the difference. He has helped your team, so you don't just give him away. If the Jets had not made the playoffs for 5 years, and Revis was the best cornerback in the NFL all 5 of those years, then I understand. You don't do it. You don't do it like this. I would disagree with that. Any other thoughts?
Nope.
Oh, fuck. I'm out of topics. Oh, here. Well, I guess we'll get you very quickly. Trademark. Before we go off.
Oh, God.
Trademark. Before we go off, give us, since you won't be on the show next week, sorry, but give us your Super Bowl analysis and prediction. Wait, by the way, before you answer that, what college did Ray Lewis go to?
The U?
What college did Ed Reed go to?
Are you finished, dude? I know.
No, I need to make sure he knows. What college did Ed Reed go to?
I'm guessing also the U.
Did you not know that automatically off the top of your head?
I was less sure than I was on Ray Lewis.
And who on the Niners is also from the U? A very important player.
Gore?
All right. Continue with your Super Bowl breakdown analysis and preview.
Oh my God! They still won a title since 2001 and haven't done anything relevant since 2004.
No. Listen, you. Listen.
This is what we have to. This is what we have to deal with, Jared.
Listen,
Miami,
American Dream.
I'm
not like fucking Phil over there. You don't hear me.
Oh, whatever.
I'm not like the Patriots fans or the Kobe fans or the Yankee fans or the Duke Blue Devil fans. I don't think the Hurricanes are going to win the title every year. I am merely saying, and this is unfucking deniable, that they have the best talent in the NFL more than any other college right now. Period. And that's you can't argue that. I'm not saying they're going to win the title this year.
Right now,
dude, they have. You realize last year there was a streak over the past 5 years. There was a streak, 149 consecutive weeks that a Miami Hurricane alum scored a touchdown in the NFL. Second place, 13 weeks. By fucking USC or some shit like that.
Big rat.
Go ahead, go ahead, Trademark, because he gets on my nerves. They still haven't won. Miami hasn't won. Go ahead, Trademark. Just won.
Also know that
all this NFL talent, and they still can't win. Tell me that.
Shitty coaching. Shitty coaching.
Trademark, go ahead.
You're gonna tell me that Devin has
even Larry Coker sucked ass.
Big Red, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You talk about you want to talk about you want to talk about the Patriots being overrated. How about the U? How about that?
Take that back, you fucking idiot. I'm sure Trademark ain't too upset that Kenny Phillips and Entree Roll helped to win a fucking Super Bowl last year. Yes, both from the U.
But they don't win. Bottom line, they don't win. The only reason y'all get those recruits is because they are located in Florida. It's the Florida high schools. It's not the fucking U. It's in-state recruiting.
All right,
hey,
just so you know, Rod Chudzinski, the new coach for the Cleveland Browns, also a former alum of the University of Miami. And there's another one too. I can't remember who.
You know what? Next summer, what's the name? The new Jaguars offensive coordinator. Him too.
Jed Fish.
I forget. Yeah. But next summer is what you're gonna do. Since we didn't do this at the beginning of the college season, this is probably what you're gonna hit. So get ready.
And my bad. I remember now. Mark Trestman, for the new Bears head coach, also a graduate of the University of Miami, and Rod Chudzinski also. Okay. Even in the coaching staff, the University of Miami reigns supreme.
Whatever, kid. We gotta let him go.
I'm just saying, with your Kenny Phillips example, he kind of lost his starting position this year to Stevie Brown.
Shut the fuck up. Helped you win a Super Bowl last year.
Just saying.
Go. Give your thoughts.
I really, really, really like the matchup. It's a great story, especially first you got the whole quarterback thing on both sides. It's a great story with Kaepernick and Flacco. With the Ravens, I just got to say I'm so happy for them. They've come so close the last few years, ever since Flacco's rookie year. And obviously, Jim Harbaugh, John Harbaugh. There's a lot of really great things going on in the build for this game. And teams that are, honestly, there's a lot of similarities you can draw. Great running backs, great pass rush. Defenses overall the 49ers obviously has been a lot more consistent than the Ravens have, but the Ravens' defense is generally regarded as one of the best in the NFL. Two offenses that, they're not known for putting up a shitload of points, but that they can score. And it should be a really fun, tight game. I'm definitely, you can tell if you go look at any sports site, a lot of the analysts are very torn on who to pick. A lot of them are predicting scores to be a very close game. I'm kind of leaning towards picking the Ravens in this game. I just feel like, I definitely take their secondary over the 49ers. I think that's the one edge they have over them. And I just feel like Flacco's playing out of his mind right now, and the team seems just really, really inspired by him and Ray Lewis. So I feel comfortable picking them to win. It should be a great game, though. Like I said, really, really intriguing Pats by both teams.
Your friends, aren't your friends also big Ravens fans?
Yeah, my best friend and his younger brother are die-hard Ravens fans. And if any of you make a Spinnernet joke, I'm going to kill you.
I'm a Ravens fan.
We're not going to give our Super Bowl picks till next week, but I will say this: the Niners secondary, their safety and their both their strong safety and their free safety did go to the Pro Bowl, but as Markeem has pointed out several times throughout this whole year, I mean, Markeem, you explained it about the Niners secondary.
Yeah, they keep everything in front. It's kind of like Champ Bailey. They keep everything in front of them. But you go right at them, they suck. They flat out suck. Like if you just attack them with no fear, suck. That's why Roddy White and Julio Jones were able to do whatever they want to them. Just attack them. That's all.
I will say one thing working in the Niners' favor for this game is, just Colin Kaepernick style of play, because the Ravens, I've noticed in the playoffs, they've had a lot of trouble defensively, like just past the line of scrimmage. Like, with defending the deep ball, they're really good with the pass coverage and everything like that. But, just those 5 to 10 yards past the line of scrimmage, they have a really hard time like stopping those 5 to 10 yard gains. So I feel like the read option could definitely work big for the Niners here.
We'll find out, and we'll talk about it a lot.
Look at Trademark. Look at Trademark.
I think
in the total loss.
I've come to realize that what people say on Twitter and when they're actually put on this show, me and you, we learned this with Phil, and now we learned this with Trademark. Like, we were wrong. The show is how you really find out people's real thoughts. Twitter isn't concise enough to really get a read on what people really think about the NFL. So,
Sports in general, saying like.
But I think that's going to do it. Thank you very much, Trademark, for joining us on this segment. We really appreciate your time. Hey, we were expecting you to come on and us to like bury you, but you fucking showed us all. You proved us all wrong, big time, I must say. And my extended apologies. My extended apologies for leading you in like that. But thank you.
It's okay. I will forgive you for your savage and barbaric behavior.
Wonderful. But with that, we thank you all very much.
Oh my God. Oh, you don't want to talk about the big thing, kid?
What big? Oh shit! Yeah, we gotta fucking talk about this real quick. This is a non-football topic. The big thing of the week was that the fucking University of Miami Hurricanes basketball, goddamn ass raped, slaughtered, murdered, beat the holy living fucking shit out of the Duke Blue Devils, the #1 team in the country, last night. It was in Miami, and Marquinhos.
Time out. The #1 ranking in the college football regular season means 0. But go ahead.
Okay, before the season, weren't you guys projected to be the favorites to win?
No, it was Indiana.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, so basically, before Markeem says, now kid, tell the full story, I'll tell the full story. They didn't have Ryan Kelly, arguably their best defender. And since Ryan Kelly has been gone, a lot of teams have been shooting a lot better at the perimeter. It was in Miami. We are undefeated in the ACC so far. Markeem predicted that we would beat them. The Bank of United Center was packed. It was sold out, and in fact, the FSU game, which is on Sunday, was sold out this morning within minutes. So college basketball is back in Miami. Well, it's not back for the first time; it's there in Miami prominence. But we destroyed them. It was 42-19 at half. I will admit Duke did give up towards the end of the game, so the score is a lot worse than what it should have been. But nonetheless, at halftime, we were beating them by 23 points. We beat them by 27 at the end of the game. At halftime, we put up 42 points. In the second half, we put up 48. So yes, they did give up, but it's not like the game went that much differently than it had already been going in the first half. But I'll let Markeem go. Explain why your team is inferior to the power of the U.
Straight now, your team still has a problem on defense. They still rely on their hands too much than actual rotation and actually like anticipating the ball. Just kind of use their kind of like their athleticism to kind of like their passing lanes and stuff like that. Real anticipation. That will get you in trouble when you play some of the elite guards in the NCAA tournament when they have to run into guys such as Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway Jr. Possibly fucking Shabazz Muhammad, maybe, even though he's a forward. He still, sometimes they put him at guard. You got, Aaron Craft, who can't shoot it, but who is a facility like no tomorrow, you know what I mean? It may be a problem. And not only that, but if Reggie Johnson ain't 100% healthy, you can give up that whole, being a top team and Elite Eight and all that stuff, because that ain't happening.
Yesterday was his first game back from injury in almost 3 weeks. He was not at 100%, and we kicked ass. And so wait till he gets 100%, bitch.
Okay, and let me explain to you why. Actually, the first half, I expected y'all to pretty much shoot exactly like I wish I would have typed it, because I was thinking, I was like, they're going 40 points. Yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to happen, because y'all have hot shooters. Y'all have hot streaky shooters. Like, what's the one kid name? Barry Larkin's son.
Shane Larkin.
Yeah, Shane Larkin. He's a quality point guard, not elite, but a quality guard. You know what I mean? And I knew he was going to find right guys, and y'all were going to be open all over. I knew that. The thing I did not see coming is us shooting so poorly. Like the first 5 minutes of the game, like we had a bunch of open looks and we just missed everything, clanging off the back iron. So I saw a couple of air balls. Dog, Steph Curry, what's his name? Shane Curry, but fuck, Seth Curry went 110 from the field for the entire game. Seth Curry, one of the best shooters in the goddamn nation. You know what I mean? And I don't want to hear nothing about his defense and all that stuff. Bottom line, the first half, first 5 minutes, they got frustrated, and then after nothing else was going right. In the second half, they gave up. I'm not taking anything away from Miami. I feel like Miami is an extremely team, and they're going to win a few more games. Hell, they're on pace to take the regular season ACC championship. I don't think they're going to win the ACC tournament, but I think they're on pace to take the regular season championship. I mean, so props to them. That's a really good conference. Very down from what the U is. Really good conference. I mean, so all the props in the world to them. I just feel like they didn't get half of our best shot. They didn't get a quarter of our best shot. They got like a 32nd of our shot. That was the worst Duke performance I have ever seen. And I have been watching Duke basketball since I was like a baby. Since like Coach K first got there, like before they were even good. I've been watching Duke basketball. For as long as I can remember, I've been a Duke fan. That's the worst performance I've ever seen us have. Ever in history.
It was a terrible performance, and thank you for that. It was a terrible performance. It was a terrible performance, and I do understand that. But at the same time, and don't get me wrong, I've noticed their rotation issues for a while. At the UNC game, I noticed, and I told my friend this. I told him, like, hey, I know we forced a lot of turnovers on defense, Larkin especially. We forced a lot of great turnovers, but, we're slow on the rotation. We're giving them a lot of open shots. And when we play some of the top teams, it's going to come and bite us in the ass. It's a gamble. Sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. And if this was the NBA, where the playoffs were a 7-game series, I'd be more confident, because I'd be like, at the end of the day, the best team rises. But this is a tournament, single elimination. It only takes one team, one night, for the gamble not to work, and Miami could be out of there. And that's the unfortunate reality. And, a lot of people in Miami are in denial. Like, I off air, I was talking to one of my best friends on Facebook, talking about this issue, because I was talking about it with CDU9590, and he agreed with me, and he brought up similar points. So I told him this, and he was just like in complete denial. If it was an issue, the coach would have fixed it, all this and that. Like, it wasn't. I don't see what you're saying. Like, a lot of Seth Curry's missed shots were because we pressured him into poor shot selection. Like, he was really far back for some of his shots. And I was like, okay, but that's not going to work against the top teams. And he was like, oh, but Duke is the number one team in the country. We've had the hardest schedule in the NCAA. I've heard it all. Okay, I've heard it all. But like Markeem said, it just takes an elite guard, an elite player to burn through our defense, and then we will not only lose, we will lose gloriously. But right now, I'm going to enjoy the ride. Miami Hurricane basketball is relevant again, And you know what? We killed you guys. And if Ryan Kelly isn't there for the game at Cameron Indoor Stadium March 2nd, I wouldn't be surprised if we win there as well. Just saying.
Yeah, I concur. Everything you said. I expect y'all niggas to win in all I'm saying.
All right. Hey, I'm not. We'll see. I think you guys will shoot a lot better. But let me ask you this: do you consider Seth Curry to be an elite guard?
Do I consider what?
Do you consider Seth Curry to be an elite guard?
Do I consider what? What'd you say?
Seth Curry to be an elite guard.
No.
Okay. We'll see.
I'm an elite guard. Seth Curry is the devil.
And that's why he is never coming back on this show. But we just wanted to throw that in very quickly because we will be switching to NBA coverage in a few weeks once the Super Bowl happens and the NFL fallout finishes. We'll talk football from time to time, the draft, off-season moves, all this and that. But, the NBA season's going on and college basketball's going on. We really want to start getting on that. We're not
Will
just
you be doing videos on the Olympics, too?
All right, Phil, eject him from the call. I don't want to hear his voice anymore. But anyways, that's it from us. Thank you all very much, and we are out. Goodbye.
Eli Manning sucks.
He's just a common man.
I'm a man.
Yo.
Reading comics for the fans. He's a marquee.
Dream.
What the fuck are y'all doing?
He's just a common man.
Ooh, he's just a blacker man.
Working
For the fried chicken.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right. No. Whoa.
Whoa. What the
Okay.
fuck?
No.
Jared took it too far.
Whoa.
No.
Asshole.